Hello, everybody. Pop culture curator here, and I'm back for another night of Rumblings from the lab. I apologize, I was not able to make Gilligan's Island this past Wednesday. That's kind of I'm trying to figure out what to do with it. It's up in the air. I got a certain little redneck backwoods station in Louisiana that keeps filing complaints, and I don't know why. And I asked YouTube for help, which they are very little of. I messaged them on Twitter, and they just give me stuff back and forth. I'll read it to you guys tonight, and you can make it. Try maybe hopefully one of you guys can make more sense of it than I can. And first of all, I want to say hello to the fellow people on the panel. I'm going to go clockwise and say hello, Gorillas Random Thoughts. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good there. Got my parents down this weekend and all that. And I actually seen the best advice ever today.
Oh, what is that? Share that with us, please.
All right. Just remember, when life's eating you and shitting you out, just remember you are a kernel of corn.
That's the key for not chewing.
Jeez.
And PvP, how are you doing tonight? Pleasant Valley
Uh,
Clippers CA.
I am doing okay. I gotta say, I think I mentioned it to you, Pop, that I had my CT scans yesterday. I think I might have mentioned it
Absolutely.
in chat. And that went fine. That went smooth. But the thing is, the hospital here is so immense. It's got like 6 floors, and the hallways go on forever, right? It's a huge building.
Right.
So I had to park across the street. There's a causeway 3 floors up where you can actually walk across, which was great because that's what I did instead of having to go on street level and face the traffic. But it's a long slog. Like I had to park right at the end of the damn parking lot on the one building, walk all the way to the door, which is probably like a couple of 100 feet at least, go up on the elevator, go across the causeway, which is probably another good 3 or 4 or 500 feet,
Jeez.
go down to the first floor elevator where the CT scan lab is. Luckily, there were three nice looking nurses on the elevator that I got on. And I said, "Do you know where the CT scan is? Because I have no idea." And they were like, "Oh, sure, just follow us." So that was nice. I got to pace 20 feet behind some nice nurses and watch their butts while we walked down the hallway. So that was a bonus. Uh,
Right, as long as
anyway,
they
after
didn't
about
get you
walking
arrested.
it seemed like about 10 miles later, I finally got down the end of the hallway and finally got to the CT, which was great. I mean, the people there were awesome. Everybody was really good, and everything went very smoothly. But I've been paying for it today. When I woke up this morning, my knees and my legs were just aching something furious, and they finally begun to settle down in the last hour or two. But
Ooh, even from
when
all
you're
that
not
walking, I
used
guess, huh?
Well, when you're not used to walking like a couple of miles or whatever, like I don't do that too often these days, and yeah, I just paid for it. So anyway,
Next time, call ahead of time and say, you know those good-looking nurses? Tell one of them bring out a wheelchair and
yeah,
let
that's
her
what I should have
let
done.
her
You
push
know,
you. Yeah, because sometimes, fortunately, I haven't gotten there yet, but they do offer a lot of times. They'll, especially me with what's going on with me, when I have to because my radiation, my treatment, my chemo, all that. Each one is like a quarter block. Well, I don't know, maybe 500 feet apart. So like radiation's here, about 500 feet is my chemo, and then about another across the street is the hospital. So I'm always having to go back and forth, and that's what they'll say. Do you need a wheelchair? And I don't know why when they say that, I always think, well, they're going to bring out some woman to push me, and I don't want to, we're men, and you don't want to have a woman to push you.
Well,
But
they
I know
do have
that's stupid.
wheelchairs. Yeah, they have wheelchairs available at the local hospital too. But I'm still generally, I'm still pretty good on my feet for my age, right? It's just when I walk a long, long distance I'm not used to, that's when my knees will
Oh
start
yeah,
acting up. Yeah.
oh yeah, I understand, especially when you're not used to, like you said, and it's like when you go to the gym and you work out that first time, it's like really rough.
Yeah.
Takes you a few days to get it all out of your system.
Yeah, well, usually the average week, when I'm walking around the grocery store or whatever, running errands, I'm fine. But it was just a long slog yesterday at the hospital, and
Oh yeah, no fun.
so
And I definitely want to talk more about that. Phantom Boomer, how are you doing tonight, sir? I didn't forget about you.
doing well. I am doing well.
Well, I'm glad to hear that because I know We get old, we start talking about our ailments and all this kind of garbage. I don't want to turn this into a pity party, so, but I do
My hip is
share.
out.
My hip is out, right? Um, but I do want to, when people are going through medical procedures, I am interested in because I share mine as well, and because we're friends, so people usually tend to talk to their friends. I won't outright do. So I used to know somebody on the internet. They used to do what was called pain streams, and the whole stream was focused around them just talking about their ailments. I'm not going to go that far. I'm
Oh
not
my
Well,
going to
that
go
God.
that
sounds
far.
like a load of laughs.
Yeah, exactly. I remember when I used to go to Doomcocks every Friday on Friday Night Frolics.
Oh
People
yeah.
would get on there with the most downer stories. Oh, my mom just died 10 years ago tonight, and I'm still can't get over it. And then it's like about 2 hours that goes on. His stream
Yeah.
on Friday is like 5 or 6 hours, but
And
two
and and,
hours of it is self pity.
and they'd always give him a huge super chat. He'd be making thousands of dollars every Friday, and then he
Yeah.
would sing some hokey song to make them supposedly, cure all their ills, right? Which was like total BS, of course.
But
But
yeah, I always thought that strange too. When people they'll say, "Well, I'm still sad. My mom kicked the bucket, 10 years ago," and they'll send a $200 super chat to him. I'm like, wait, huh?
personally,
So
I think if my mom's been gone, I don't know, 7 years or something like that, uh, this month, and it's like if you haven't gotten over your mom passing after 10 years, you need some psychiatric attention because
well,
it's
it's
like
what it right,
you got to move on, right?
right. Well, it's either that or that's how they want to get attention and get a shout out on his stream.
That's true. Yeah,
Right, because
good
the
good point.
regular chats when you put them in that just says, "Hey, how you doing?" or anything else, he's not going to read them.
Mhm.
So they know because there's a
Very
lot of
true.
attention whores out there, unfortunately.
Attention horse. That's a good term. I hadn't thought of that one. That's a good one. Hey, by the way, I just
Okay.
want to quickly mention, how did your CT scans go? Did you get any results back yet, Bob? I'm just
No,
curious.
it's like it always ends up with me calling the doctor and saying, "Well, sorry, aren't you going to let me know?" Oh,
Uh,
well, okay. Or week after next, I've got
it does
my
take a while.
chemo again. Well,
Yeah, it's
usually
like,
it takes 2 or 3 days. I mean, because
well,
back in the days where they had to wait three or 4 or 5 days for X-rays, it's not like that anymore.
okay. Well, the cute lab technician that put me through the CT scanner yesterday, she told me it would take about a week for the results, and then they'd send it over to my doctor. So
Oh,
I'm
well, it
okay with
really
that.
depends. Yeah, and I like, for example, I don't know if MRIs are faster than an X-ray or X-rays are faster than a CT scan. I don't know the time frame. In
Yeah,
fact,
I don't know either.
next time I
Yeah.
go, I'm going to ask because I need to get used to all that crap.
X-rays are like 5 minutes, literally. 'Cause
That's what I
was in-
thought because they can see them pretty much right after it's done because it's all digital now. It's not having that
Yeah.
Yeah, Girl
develop
was right.
X-rays like it used to be.
yeah. My
Yeah.
X-rays, they're when I got my hand pulled into a machine at work.
Oh, jeez.
They're
Oh,
I was in and out in 5. They took me in, ran the X-rays. I was out,
Yeah, but
out in 5 minutes. Sent home next day. So the next day I was in HR.
okay, so you had your hand X-rayed and then you saw the results, the actual X-rays within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. And I
They
wonder
go,
too, but sorry, go ahead, Phantom Boomer.
they go direct to computer now. My dentist does that. I sit in the chair and they'll just zap right through my teeth and it comes right up on the screen immediately. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like I'm gonna
yeah.
ask him. MRIs and CTs and all that might be the same. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nuts. Like I had a chest X-ray last year. I guess it was late last year or maybe early this year. I forget the time, but the lady took the chest X-rays, and it was you know like a couple minutes after we finished, she was like, "Oh, well, you got maybe a slight thing in this part of your lung and that part of your lung, but you're basically okay for your age." And like she read it almost instantly. Right, like freaked me out actually because it never used to be that way like 10 or 15 years ago, right?
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky. I have to say once again another reason I'm glad I'm not in California because all these treatments and everything that you guys know that I go to the hospital in California. There's first of all there's no parking space, and then second of all you're gonna go. I mean the appointment could be at 3 p.m. I could get there. They'll tell you to come in a half hour early just to get signed in.
They do.
But guess what? They call you into their office about 5 o'clock, about an hour or two later. In California, everything's always an hour at least minimum or two later that you're
That
sitting in that
sucks.
damn doctor's office every
That's
single
horrible.
time without exception. It
Damn.
is. I couldn't believe it. The service I get here. Like for example, if I got an appointment, like let's say 3 p.m. and I show up early 2:30, they'll say, "Oh, you're here. Come on in. We'll go ahead and get you started now." I'll be like, "What?" And then I'll be out like in 10 or 15 minutes before my appointment was even scheduled. And it's like I didn't think it was like that anywhere. I was so used to California, where it was, like I said, horrible, horrible, horrible.
Yeah, well,
I
Did
mean,
here,
you
and did,
hospitals a little bit then?
What's that?
Has your view on hospitals changed since you got this?
Yeah,
stuff
actually,
started?
yeah, yes, doctors and hospital, yeah, a little better. It has, and I've been lucky. These people are really nice up to this point. If they're telling me the truth,
it does
that's the
make a
only thing. I don't
difference.
trust doctors completely. What they say, they're like mechanics, in my opinion. There's good ones out there, but there's
You,
also a hell of a lot of bad ones.
you just need to
Wait, you
find an honest one. That's the thing, Pop.
Yeah, I know, right?
mean mechanics aren't trustworthy? You mean I didn't have to have my blinker fluid changed?
Right, for $500, right?
There you go.
This is
Oh,
4 hours labor.
Speaking of blinker fluid, should we say hi to all our wonderful people in chat?
I was just getting ready to do. Thank you, Gorilla.
Sure.
I
Go for it,
appreciate
bro.
those lovely people out there, and some of them have been waiting since over a half hour. And I'm sorry, guys, for the delay tonight. So I really do appreciate it. So I'm definitely going to say hi. And it looks like, from what I could tell, if everything's accurate, Jim was the first one, and he says hello at 109 minutes. Phantom Boomer. Oops, got to show that. Got to show it. There we go. And the Phantom Boomer. Yeah, sure, Jim. Jump on here real early. You show off. Neener, neener, neener. And Jim says, "Damn it, Boomer." And Boomer says, "I have pizza." Ooh, that sounds good tonight. I'm having a sandwich. The
I
Phantom
had
Boomer explores. You had what?
a barnyard burger.
Why is it barnyard burger? What does that mean? Hopefully, it doesn't mean it
It,
came out of a
it had
barn.
a burger, a slice of ham, a fried egg, a piece of cheese on it.
That actually sounds delicious as long as there's no mayo. Absolutely no mayo.
Nope.
All right, I would eat that.
Yeah, that sounds
You
pretty
put
good.
you put your own condiments on.
Well,
I
for me,
was concerned.
mustard and ketchup on a burger.
I was
You put a
concerned
condom
when
on your burger?
Yeah, condom.
condiments.
Throated.
I always thought
Chewy, huh?
condiments was a weird
Extra
saying.
large, right? Ribbed.
Well, I'm just glad a barnyard burger doesn't sound like I thought it was. Like, just go out and catch the nearest chicken and, slap him in a bun.
Well, it kind of makes sense. A cow comes from a barn, I guess.
Yeah.
Hammer and then cow.
Oh God.
And
Well,
Phantom
yeah.
Boomer says, "Pop." What's that, Gorilla?
Well, you pretty much have your own the whole barn there. You got the chicken, you got the pork, and you got the beef,
True.
and then the cheese too comes from a cow. Or at least I hope it comes from a cow.
I like the name, yeah, I hope so too. I like the name.
You never know
Barnyard
these
Burger.
days.
Right, barnyard burger. That's nice for it. Instead of saying like the whole farm or the farm, that's actually makes sense. Like Gorilla says, you're getting the beef and the pork and the chicken right there. I've never had. I'm trying to think. I've never had ham on a burger. I've had obviously bacon, and I've had an egg on burgers. But ham, I didn't try that one these days. Do they brown the ham separately? Kind of cook it a little bit.
Everything's cooked on it.
Well, yeah, when you buy ham, how it's actually already cooked. You eat it right out of the package, the sliced stuff. But you can also throw it like in a skillet and kind of brown it and cook it, like when you go to.
Oh, they do. They cook it.
Okay. Yeah, because as we all know, ham used when you buy it, it's already been brined and cooked and everything else.
Yeah.
Phantom Boomers is PvP. And PvP is smiling. And PvP says Phantom. And Phantom says, "I have it on good authority that Jim has been replaced by a pod person. Be careful around him. Just don't show any emotion, guys." Pleasant Valley Picker, just working on a music playlist, listening to the Runaways. Damn, those ladies could rock. Well, that reminds me of Heart, my favorite female band, rock band.
I saw Heart on their first tour, Pop. Can you believe it?
Well, are you serious? Back in the
Yes.
Dog and Butterfly days, or what?
No, back in their very first album with Magic Man and Crazy on You.
Oh.
Those songs, remember those? Like their
Oh,
very
yes.
first album. Yep, they actually came to my little tiny rinky-dink hometown which was crazy because my hometown was about 24,000 people back then. But we'd regularly get awesome rock bands like every couple of weeks at our, either at the hockey arena, which was where Heart played, or at our community hall, which where most bands played. The only thing was Heart had to cross the border because they were basically based in Seattle. Everybody thinks they're a Vancouver band, but the Wilson sisters are actually from Seattle, as far as I know.
Yeah, I think I've heard that before in interviews.
Yeah, so they had to cross the border, which was fine. But the trouble is, they got halfway to my hometown, and their damn tour bus decided to break down and die. Right. So they had to, I don't know what the hell repairs they had to do. Maybe it was a flat tire. I have no idea anyway, they were supposed to be at the show like by 8 o'clock. They ended up getting to the show like at 10 o'clock. So they played like maybe 70 minutes and that was it. Right. So that was a bit disappointing, but it was still pretty awesome.
I didn't see them until after the fame had come and gone. And it was, I'm guessing, probably around 2001, 2002. They had a couple albums that came out that weren't doing so well.
Yeah.
Because they retired for a while. Because I always get the names mixed up, but the brunette gained a lot of weight, and she had this severe.
That was Ann, I believe. I think it was Ann Wilson who got fat.
Okay, right. They're both still beautiful. Like I remember, I was on their website for years and years. And on their website, it was said that she was dealing with emotional issues because she didn't like the way she looked, and she was afraid people were going to be judgmental and all this other stuff. And all of us, of course, we were on the website saying, "No, who cares? Who cares? We want to see you. We want to see you." And then finally, her and her sister went back on the road. And I'm guessing probably around 2000, 2002, somewhere around there. They came out with a couple albums. One of them was Jupiter's Child. That it just came out, and I bought that. It was okay, but we saw them in concert right after that. And Anne was saying, yeah, she wasn't happy. She wasn't. She goes, and I remember she told everybody at the concert. She goes, yeah, our last album, Jupiter's Child, didn't do so well. And then she started like thumping herself on the forehead. And I don't know if you remember that old commercial, Head On, Head On, Head On. She was doing that about that headache. That commercial played for a little while everywhere about the stupid headache stuff. And it shows this person pounding on their head saying "head on, head on, head on, head."
That must be an American thing because I don't remember it in Canada here actually.
Well, it's good you didn't have to suffer. It's a horrible, irritating commercial.
Well, the thing with Heart is I like the first album with Crazy on You, and Magic Man was a fantastic song. I mean, that guitar intro is legendary, right? It's like that guitar is just crazy good.
Right.
And then the second album, I bought that one right away too with Barracuda. Like Barracuda, what a rocker that is, right? I love that song.
That's really. Not only are they very, very beautiful women, but their voices are just phenomenal.
Oh, Ann Wilson is an incredible singer. Like
the range on her, my goodness.
Oh yeah,
and she still sounds great, right? She still sounds perfect. I mean, they were doing obviously all their best hits when I saw them, and they still sounded wonderful.
Yeah, there's some live stuff of her here on YouTube, doing live performances back in the day, when she was younger, right? And it's phenomenal how good her voice is. Like, it just blows your mind how good it is.
Right. Jim says, "Hail the Phantom Boomer, PvP, and myself, and hail to you as well." And it looks like Hello Gap After Dark. I'm glad you guys were able to join us. Hey, Pops Gorillas panel, Jim, Phantom Boomer, PVC. Oh, we got PVC with us tonight. Okay.
Is that what PVC? Is that when I'm laying pipe or something there?
Yeah, I hope you don't have any joint problems there.
Hey, ain't PVC that one drug that makes you go?
Oh God.
Oh, that's right, huh? From Berkeley. That's right. Right. Gap says hello all, and Jim says 3 starships video. So Jim posted the video. Very cool.
I have seen that before.
And Jim says, "Hey, Gap After Dark." Yes, it is. I agree.
Hey, Jim.
Don't want to show. Phantom Boomer Explorers. It's a pod person. Run. Oh, I can't. We need to get hurry up and show the '78 remake with Donald Sutherland. Now that we've seen the original. And hello, Edge of Time. Welcome. Greetings from the Edge of Time. And Gap says, "Hello, Edge." Phantom Boomer says, "Hi, Edge." And everybody's saying hello to each other. Excellent. Hello, Gap.
Yeah, hey Edge, how are you doing tonight?
Yeah, I hope you're doing well, Edge. Gap After Dark
Yeah.
says Boomer, hey.
Hi,
And
everybody.
hello, Nurse Sexy says Gap After Dark. And Jim says, what the frack Boomer on panel? Oh my.
No. Oh my.
And Gap After Dark says, I
Oh
believe that's
my.
laughing at Jim. And Gap says that the name of the show is now Rumblings from the Geritol Lab. I know it is. Let's get some young blood in here.
Oh, thank you
Well,
so
we got
much.
Gorilla.
Oh,
Gorilla's
thanks a lot. Thanks a lot here.
Hey,
right.
I'm not.
'Cause Gorilla's
I'm
like
not.
dirty what? Gorilla's what, like dirty 30 years old or something like that? So he's still
I'm
a kid.
31, thank you.
Oh
Hey,
my God. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah,
Actually,
you're right. You're over the hill. I forgot.
in 1 month here, I'll be doing my birthday stream.
I can ship you a
Oh,
cane if you want, Gorilla.
when's
Right.
that,
What?
Gorilla?
Got lots of canes. I can send you one.
It's already
When's
been a
your
year. I remember Yvette saying happy birthday to you last time. It's been a year already?
Well, December.
Well, I guess that's a yes then. I guess I've been on your channel for at least a year because I remember Yvette singing happy birthday.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I have to do a birthday stream. I don't know what it'll be.
Have you looked up what day of the week it falls on?
I'm guessing on Wednesdays it's
Hello, Scotty. Good to see you there.
Hey,
Hey,
man.
Scotty.
Ooh. Hey,
Welcome.
Boomer, Gorilla. How are you guys?
Doing good. I just
Hey.
realized my background disappeared. I wonder what happened
Oh.
to it.
it lands on a Tuesday.
It
Oh
doesn't-
shit! That's when Pop does his horror streams.
Well, if you want to do a birthday stream, I could postpone my horror stream. When is it? What is it?
I
December
might
what?
do it on a Saturday, December 5th.
That would be better
December
because then
5th.
I could actually attend if it's on the weekend.
Well, if it's Saturday, I could postpone the Rumblings from the Lab. I don't care. I'm flexible.
Yeah.
I want it to be your day, is what I'm saying. So I definitely won't try to compete, stream against you.
Well, if I do a birthday stream, I'd probably do it in the middle of the day.
Well, I'll definitely make sure to
Oh.
allot the time to be there.
Oh, you guys could both do your streams then.
Yeah,
Why don't you
I just need to make sure that if I have anything I need to do, I can get out of the way Friday before that. Like today, I was out running errands and stuff, and I got home just in time. But I'll make sure to leave that day open. Were you going to say something, Scotty?
I was just going to say I was glad that Gorilla's going to be born. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure you'll figure out a party. It'll be great.
Yeah, we need to do something, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
That's what I like.
just don't know
Enthusiasm.
I just don't know what I'm gonna have on my cake this year, because it's one of those options. No.
Ham. You want ham?
Okay, I'll
There we
let me
go.
rephrase that. Was saying I want on my cake, because like when I can't remember what I had on my 16th birthday cake, but 18 there I was like, oh, finally I could buy a bunch of different shit. 21 I had finally able to drink legally.
Legally,
That's what-
right?
Yeah.
As if you weren't drinking before that, right, Gorilla?
Well, who waits? I mean, yeah, seriously,
Hey.
nobody waits.
Put it
Nobody
this way,
waits.
I got my first minor or my first and only minor at 13. So,
There you go.
but that was just because I was a dumb shit. Not that I'm not still a dumb shit, but a different dumb shit.
Now it's legal.
But then like when I turned 22, Taylor Swift song 22 came out, so I put out the cake. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. For my 25th birthday, I put quarter of a century down 3/4, hopefully left to go. But now I'm just rooting for the asteroid the way the world's going. But
Yeah.
let's see. Then I had Dirty 30 for my 30th birthday. Then last year was the Section 31 cake. Now I
Good
don't
one.
know what to do this
Good
year.
one.
Something for 32, huh?
32.
Yeah.
Automatic F.
Hmm.
On Metcalf, right? That's right. Your trademark.
I don't know. 32. I didn't do anything really. I don't remember what I did for my 32nd birthday.
I don't
Do you remember
anyway.
anything you do, Scotty? Though.
Some things.
Hey, I got a question though. Weren't
Sure.
you supposed to be doing Alien 3s yesterday?
Yeah, Jill didn't watch it. It was the first time in anti-derivative Jill history that she didn't do the research.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was kind
hey,
of
What?
pissed actually. I spent
Yeah.
hours watching that damn movie, and then Jill bailed on us.
We're doing it next week. It's still coming up, but no, she was and I say she didn't do the homework. She watched the movie. She was making slides. She didn't have enough research done. So I don't want to throw her completely under the bus, but she wasn't as prepared as she would have liked to have been for Alien 3. So we're doing it next week.
Well,
I
Okay,
have a
then.
feeling knowing Jill, probably I doubt if it was her choice. I'm sure something came up that delayed it because
Yeah.
that's not like her at all.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, then I'll save my automatic app for next week then.
All right.
I am glad I actually watched the damn movie because I never would have watched it if Jill hadn't, put it up as something to watch. And
Well, I can't wait to talk about it next week.
I'll give my spoilers next Friday then because I have a lot of thoughts on that film,
Me too.
and they're very mixed. I will say that much.
And I understand. I am not. I don't think it's a secret. I'm an advocate for Alien 3, but I completely understand people who hate it. There's everything that you say, and anything not that you do hate it, as you say, mixed. Totally, I get it.
Yeah, mixed. There were some good points and some points I didn't think were so good, Scotty. So,
Yeah.
I try and look at things, fair and reasonable and balanced if I can. Sometimes I can't because sometimes, crap is crap, but
Sure. Oh, I dig. I just recently saw a couple of movies though.
Okay.
I saw 1961's The Hustler with
That's supposed to be a good one.
with Paul Newman and Jackie Gleason and George C. Scott.
as Minnesota Fats.
That's right. Amazing. Loved that movie.
I hear it's great. Yeah, I've never seen that one. I got to watch sometime.
One of the best, because if you're those who aren't familiar, The Hustler is about a pool hustler, and they do all of their billiard shots. That is the actors who do it. It's almost like they're doing their own stunts, and it is.
Is that from Paul Newman?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So I picked that one up. I got that on Blu-ray. It's such a crisp transfer. It's so good.
Nice.
So then obviously I had to go, and I haven't seen this one yet, but I did buy the DVD for it for $7. The Color of Money, which is sort of a pseudo sequel to The Hustler because it's the same character. It's Paul Newman's character again.
That's another one I haven't seen. Damn, my watch list continues to grow.
Dude, that's the only reason that these came into my possession is because I was like, these are movies that I have to see, and I'm a physical media collector, so if I can get something for $7, it's better than paying for the streaming service for the month. I'd rather have something that I can hold.
Well, once you pay your $7, you got it forever until they pry it from your cold dead hand, right, Scotty?
Absolutely, and there's there's audio commentary for it by Paul Newman.
That too.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of special features and stuff, and it's cool. They have
all the bonus stuff. Yeah.
It's analyzed by a pool, a world champion pool player, and
cool.
It's this is a good shot. That actually would be an illegal shot, but it was a good shot. So they analyze. It is pretty cool. But the one that I just saw tonight for the first time. These are all for the first time. The Getaway with Steve McQueen and Ali McGraw.
Oh, that's a good one.
Man, I was impressed with that one too, and I don't like Ali McGraw.
Oh, that's a great film.
Oh no, but it's just another classic movie, and the days where they had the big muscle cars on the road. It wasn't CGI and all these garbage cars. I compare it to horrible Fast X that the kids watch these days, and whatever, the Furious, whatever. I hate those movies so much. And by the way, I don't know if you guys know, but Steven Spielberg is going to remake Bullet.
No,
fuck me, please.
I don't have to see it.
Kill me now.
Right, it's going to be. It'll be Tom Cruise or some other Dick Wad like that. It's like, oh my god.
It better be John Hamm. But no, I think that I've never seen the original West Side Story. When I see West Side Story, I am not seeing the Spielberg one. So if he can make a Bullet, I'll be like, no, thanks. I will ignore the way people ignore Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
That's just it. And with the current sensibilities in Hollywood and the way they're doing everything, and we all know he's one of the biggest liberals in Hollywood after what he said about the West Side Story and with the Spanish only version, all this garbage and pandering he's been doing lately.
Yeah,
And
that's ridiculous. Not putting English subtitles, like that's just dumb.
we've
Now,
already
you
met.
know,
He's a cuck.
well, and here's how I'm taking it, because I'm like, and you guys should too. I'm looking at him as an elder statesman. And when I say you should too, I was assessing our ages because we were talking about ages before, but I like Steven Spielberg is older than you guys
Yes.
Yes.
by a long shot.
Yes.
So, like, he's just securing his career by pandering. Like, he doesn't have
Of
anything
course, yeah, in
big
Hollywood,
left.
right? Well, yeah, in Hollywood, you have to, right? Of
Or he
course.
destroys
That's
it.
all he's doing.
Well, yeah, that's what you got to do in Hollywood now is kiss ass,
But-
right? If you're on
Yeah,
to
but
survive.
that right.
Same as Tom
exactly. That
Hanks.
means
That's
that-
what Tom Hanks does. He's not going to do anything risky because he's just like, I think the last thing that he did risky was like Cloud Atlas.
That's probably why he'll never make another good movie.
Well,
Yeah.
of course, right. But the thing is, that also makes them traitors when they do that. So
Ah.
that that seals it. Where I'm not gonna, they lose it for me because there's still a few celebrities that have, they're not working, but who have spoken and said they're not going to put up with that shit.
See, normally
Because
I
we
would
know
say-
it's a passing fad. Basically, it's a passing fad. So what's going to happen is because we already see that they're finding out this woke crap is not working. Companies are losing. I mean, I'm looking at Disney specifically,
Sure.
but all of them are losing money with this woke garbage. They realize it's not working. Their stocks are cratering. Their streaming services are failing. People are unsubbing. So no, they're realizing, what now? Then there's going to be a retribution once it goes away, and then people are going to say, "Wait a minute! I remember what Arnold Schwarzenegger said. I remember what Steven Spielberg said. I remember what Ronald Perlman." Everyone's going to remember.
Well, and normally I would say that I think that calling them a traitor is a little extreme, but then I remember Will Smith. And I'm like, yep, no, that guy's dead to me. There is nothing that he can do to redeem himself in my eyes.
For me, it was like that decades ago with him. But what was it? The slap?
Yeah, man, no one hits Chris Rock.
Nobody hits anybody. Nobody should hit anybody and get away with it.
That was staged, and I could prove it.
Not according to Chris Rock or Chris Rock's.
Gorilla, where'd you hear that?
Will Smith's
my God,
cuckolding wife.
Gorilla got proof
Yeah,
from
you're saying
unsubstantiated sources.
All right, let's see.
Someone could get up on stage, charge at the guy who's hosting the event after he makes a joke at someone.
Yeah.
And security's not jumping on him right away.
Well, no, because you're right. Because you're Will Smith. If it was some unknown in the audience, of course, there's no unknowns at the Oscars. But if there was some unknown that nobody knows, like storming, like we see where they do it to concerts all the time. Those security guards are right there. But it's Will Smith. They're not going to storm out there and grab him.
It has been said many times, and so I'm just sort of reiterating things that everybody else knows from interviews that like Chris Rock leaned as if he were listeing to Will Smith.
I think he
leaned into it because he thought it was going to be a bit, and then Will Smith hauled off.
Yeah,
and
he's
so
not even going to talk to him. That's why he moved forward.
Let's not forget, Will Smith was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and so he is known to be funny. He may have gone up there and used his words like an adult, and that's what Chris Rock was expecting. But unfortunately, no.
Well, I heard that up to that point they were friends, so that's why Chris Rock wasn't expecting anything like that to happen.
Well, and
Not
then there was
friends
Jada
anymore,
there. Like it's a
Of
whole
course, all
domestic
for
kicking
her.
off in public.
All for her, of course. She's loving that attention.
Well, she demands it.
Loving it.
I still think there's something dubious about that whole
Oh,
performance.
there is. He's one of it's publicly known that he's one of the biggest cucks in Hollywood. The biggest cuckold that there is out there.
Yeah, like there is interview evidence between the couple to prove it.
The thing is, though, I'm still not totally buying that was genuine because they're two huge stars, even if we don't care for them anymore. But I still think there was a little bit of something going on there. Like, okay, you insult my woman. Okay, that's fine. But let's face it, a guy with that prestige, a guy with that career, a guy with that, standing, he's just going to go up and slap somebody and just like totally ditch himself like career wise to a lot of people. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I do. Because it's easy. He knew he was going to get away with it. And he did.
He did. He got an Oscar for Best Actor that night.
He got the Oscar. It may put a little dent in his career, but he's going to go back and he's going to use his race as a card. That's what got him off the hook in the first place.
No, his celebrity, his money.
It's a combination.
And I don't know. Is he a Scientologist? He might be a Scientologist.
No, here's what I'm saying. Because he's a celebrity, yes, that's why he was not arrested that night immediately on stage. They should have immediately grabbed him. But I'm saying the way he's going to play the race card the rest of his life to keep a job, that's what's going to happen. If anybody doesn't hire him, he's going to play the race card. But I'm saying is we're not blind. We watch the news every day. We know who commits a lot of the crimes out there, and we know who gets away with it. Without without upsetting anybody.
Here's an interesting thing about that situation is that, usually when an assault occurs, you need witnesses. We usually want to see the video of the assault take place. In this instance, most of the world that had televisions or the internet saw that assault. And the last person who has any say in what happens is Chris Rock. He can press charges.
I agree.
And Chris Rock did not press charges.
No, because he knows that would put him in a bad light because he knows there's still half the audience that are on Will Smith's side.
I think that Chris Rock handled it like a man.
No, that I agree with. I think I'm not a fan.
The punishment was in the action
well.
itself. Everybody saw it, and everybody knew he was wrong as soon as it happened. Actually, that's not true. Some people think he's actually justified.
Oh, you have to understand is there's still a lot of people who do think he's justified. That's what Chris Rock was smart enough to know that he's balancing a fine line. And yes, I agree. He did the right thing, of course, because obviously another reason is he's probably what happened a foot shorter than Will Smith. And Will Smith, remember, he played Muhammad Ali.
I know, right?
So Chris Rock is not going to punch him.
For the record, Ali is not a good movie. It's pretty boring.
Of course not. It's Will Smith. It's
Michael Mann. Michael Mann is boring a lot.
Well, that's the director. Yeah, but I think it was a disgrace that Ali let him sign on. I know Ali can't talk, but his mind is still there. And that was a disgrace that he let Will Smith play him. But now he sees how much he's regretting it now.
Was Ali after Ray? Or was Ray after Ali? I will check this out.
Wait, you're talking about Ray with what's his face?
With Jamie
Foxx. The Ray Charles movie, right?
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know. I think Ali was first. I'm pretty sure, but I could be wrong.
I'll check.
Okay, and I'm gonna quickly because I'm running behind. I feel bad. The people in the chat. Gap says, or rumblings from the geriatric wing, and Gap says, my grass in my yard died tonight. Oh, that's not actually. It's just in limbo until spring. But can you show me some sympathy? Oh, I do apologize. And guess what? It's the same thing here. I was just talking to my roommate today, and yes, everything stopped growing here. Arizona, that is, northern. And then we're going to have snow by next month.
Yeah, and all the leaves are falling from the trees here.
Yeah, he posted that.
All the leaves are brown and the sky is gray.
Yeah.
I went for a walk.
That's back when we were talking about Doomcock.
Yes, Ali was before. Ali was in 2001, and Ray was in 2004. Just so everybody knows.
Huh.
Okay, that was right then. Okay, yeah, I thought so.
You were right. I just wanted to say those.
And I remember because that's when the website Ain't It Cool News was still popular.
Oh, dude, I used to go there all the time.
Me too. That was before their downfall. And that's when they were talking about Ali. So that's why I was thinking. I think Ray's after because I don't remember them talking about it on that website. Phantom Boomer. Oh, and before I forget, that one of the guys that I on the last stream, I kind of gave him a shout out for Halloween. A website that I was showing everybody on my Rumbling stream, it was either that or the horror stream. A website, ML Miller, and I was telling everybody how he reviews horror movies. And in fact, he just had another review earlier today or yesterday. But he did a countdown in October. But my point is, I've been following him since Ain't It Cool. He was one of the reviewers before Ain't It Cool went down. Phantom Boomer says, I could sing you a song, but then you'd be in the same condition on your grass as your grass. Hello, Taylor Swift. Good to see ya.
Matt G.
I'm sorry we're running late on the chat, everybody. Yeah, it's definitely almost a half hour. Turquoise person. I think he's saying hello.
Yeah. Hey, Matt G.
Phantom Boomer says, hail, Stream Elements. Yeah, the good old bot. Well, I'm glad to see Stream Elements is working for a change. Jim says, PBB forgets LOL. Oh, my goodness. I was looking at
that. Do you remember what he was talking about?
That was a half hour ago, so
All right,
I
never
feel
mind.
bad if you remember. I hope so. But I was looking at curiosity eggnog half. I know we're standard units here, but half a gallon, $5 at the Safeway, and I was like, oh my god. So I guess I won't
Yeah,
be buying eggnog this year.
yeah. Our eggnog comes in 1 liter and 2 liter cartons. Actually, it used to be 1 liter. Now it's like 900 and something mils because they got to screw you over and reduce everything, right? You guys have probably had those reducing
Oh yeah,
products.
I saw a quart, and I've never seen this before. Jack Daniel's eggnog, and it says non-alcoholic. And I think, what world am I living in? What is going
Mm.
on here?
See, you guys didn't prepare. I got a chicken in May, and now I got all the eggs I need to make the nog.
That's
Oh,
the way
there
to
you
do it.
go.
Live off the fat of the land. There you
There
go.
you
Hello,
go.
Herc. Hey, Herc, and hey, Oleg. So good to see you. Glad you could join us tonight.
Hey,
Herc says, "What up, panel?" And Jim says, "Hail, Herc 130." And I was going to mark that. I didn't get a chance. Let me go up. Hopefully, it's not too late. I'm trying to post that link so that everybody can get in there
the
and up on the
stream.
panel. Yeah, it's just that stupid heart is in the way, and then I'm waiting for someone to
Oh,
post
I
something
know what you're
so the
talking about.
scroll.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
you
that.
need somebody to say something? Okay,
That heart's a pain in the
Got it.
ass.
you got it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for when I post the link.
Eh,
I wait for a minute or so for someone to post it,
Yeah.
and I can get past that heart so I can tell it to pin it to the top or whatever it's called.
Ask
Should I go
ahead.
Bird.
I'm gonna click the heart.
Yeah, ask Bird of Prey 5 how to get rid of him. He knows how.
I think I heard somebody say there was a way, but you have to do it for every stream, right?
Yeah, that's Bird of Prey 5.
Okay, appreciate that. I'll ask him on his next stream. And Jim says, "Hail Herc 130," and Phantom Boomer says, "Hail Herc 130." And Sean Carter, hello, Sean Carter. I hope you're still there, and I hope you're doing well. So good to see you, buddy. Hello from my car, everybody. He's listening. Drive safe, dude. I'll be on and off. All right. He's probably listening on and off during and for the rerun as well. And Gap After Dark says, "Hey, Herc 130." Jim says, "Hail, Sean." Gap says, "Sean Carter, hello."
Can you guys
And
see all
Sean,
these things that I'm doing?
all we
I'm
just see is
clicking
we just see Admiral Kirk from Star Trek 4.
No. I'm just wondering because in the YouTube chat there's buttons, and so you mentioned the little heart that you wanted to get rid of, and so now I'm just like clicking it, and it's making like thousands of emojis.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
a
pain in the
pain.
ass. It does that
Oh,
shit
I'll
all
stop
the
then. I'll
time.
stop then.
I think it's made for 5-year-olds because little 5-year-old little girls are the ones that I know that would
Yeah,
use it.
it's just
I got
stupid.
duped. I found a button and I pushed it.
It's like
And then
if
you know
I
what?
want
And
to.
I've heard people on YouTube complaining about it to YouTube. I've seen them on Twitter complaining to YouTube, and
Yeah, but
YouTube still won't remove it.
the thing is that it's engagement. Like no matter what you do, even if let's say I dislike this stream, it's still engagement. It'll do something to the
Oh, I
algorithm.
agree. I agree. I don't know how much it'll help unless I'm Doomcock and I've got 500,000 subs.
And then if I click that button, maybe the algorithm will be like, oh, there's a lot of engagement on this stream, and maybe it'll start shooting it some other places. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
I wonder how. I've got a suggestion of the other day for somebody. I don't even remember because I didn't watch it, but it's something that I would never watch. I had no interest, and the person had like 7
Twilight?
subs, and I don't know. It was a topic that wasn't even pop culture. It was or movies or anything. It was just a topic that I don't remember what it was. Something like sharpening the blades on lawnmowers or something, but it was just something totally random. And this
Nice.
person had like 5 subs on her channel. And I'm like, why does this say YouTube suggesting this for me? What is going on here?
You don't even have a lawnmower.
They do that.
Well,
Though.
exactly right.
I get suggestions all the time in the little side panel thingy, when I'm watching
sure.
something, and it's like some of the stuff is it's just like total crap, basically, right? It's like I don't have any interest in this shit. Why are they, putting this in my feed? Like I don't get it, but that's YouTube, right?
Well, it's worse. And one thing that I messaged YouTube about as well on Twitter is why the repetitive commercials. I even told them, you block them because YouTube has where you can say, I don't want this commercial, but then you'll get the same commercial again and again and again afterwards. And I'm like, what is the point to YouTube?
Yeah.
And of course, all they did to excuses, bullshit is their answer. Basically, just saying, well, you can go in and look at your YouTube ad settings. And I'm like, that's not an answer. And like, I haven't tried that years ago. I'm like you. Like I wouldn't know that.
Wow.
Anyway, but they
It's all
talk to you
about-
like you're dumb, is what they do.
It's
Instead of
all
giving
about
you-
YouTube making money off of ads, I'm guessing.
Well, obviously it is, but my question to them, which I said, is then why can't you turn it off and give me a different ad? If you're going to give me ads, then make them different. When I
Yes.
say I don't like something, give me something different other than that. I'm sure there's plenty of ads out in the world where if I click one, there's 500,000 waiting behind it, right?
Yeah, any good company would have that kind of intelligence to do that,
Yeah.
right? But of course,
YouTube's
we're
not a
talking
good
YouTube.
company.
Hey,
Yeah.
No,
Hey,
exactly.
key-
They're big corporate vampires. They don't give a shit.
Keyword good.
Yeah. They're a company.
Hello, Captain. Good to see you, sir. Long time no see. How are you doing?
Hello there. How are you?
Hey.
I'm doing great. You sound fantastic. You got a good
Hey,
mic
not so
on
bad
top of it.
yourself.
Yeah, you've got. It sounds like you got a good mic on top of
Good.
good internet. So that's great.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Sean Carter says, "Hey, you Jim," and Scotty apply. I hope that's not before you came on the panel. That was a long time ago. Apply directly to the
Head
forehead.
on. Head on.
What's the
That's
head
gonna
on?
Apply
leave a mark.
directly to the forehead. That was
Exactly.
the thing. Yeah.
That's when we
I
were
know.
talking about heart.
Yes.
Yeah, that horrible commercial. It's like and that
Yes.
was that commercial is. It was weird because it came and then it was on everywhere. It flooded everything and then it disappeared.
But
So I'm
that is-
guessing they probably found out it didn't work.
Well, and PvP, you said you didn't know what it was, but
Actually,
it is exactly what pop culture said because it was almost
Now-
like it was a
now that-
post-apocalyptic advertisement being like head on, apply directly to the
Well,
forehead, head
if I
on,
could
apply
get
directly.
a
That's
word
all
in,
it was.
Scotty.
Well,
Now
I mean,
that
Doubtful.
now that you've reiterated the ad, I do remember it actually.
cool. And
I
we're on
do
the same
remember
page.
that apply it to your forehead crap, and it was ridiculous then,
Yes,
and it's even sillier now.
it is.
Well, it was irritating, which made it worse. It's like, okay, I can
Oh,
understand.
very.
Right. Okay. But here's what I'm not a commercial a guy who watches. I hate commercials. I avoid them at all costs.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to make a commercial, and I said this, by the way, the commercial I'm going to mention, I was over at a friend's house.
Oh,
And
God.
when it premiered, and this will tell you how old I am. Anyway, we were there, and this commercial came on. We had never seen it before, and my friends were all sitting around. They said, "It's a terrible commercial. That is horrible." And I said, "That is the best commercial I've ever seen. That is now officially my favorite commercial, and I guarantee you're going to hear everything about it, and it's going to go over like gangbusters." And they're like, "No. It was a commercial where the lady said I fell and I couldn't get up."
Oh, nice.
I fallen and I can't get up.
Right. They're like, "What?" And I said, "She's hot. Can't you tell? She used to be hot. Look at the way she's moving. Look at that hot grandma." And we're all laughing at it. And by the way, and now we're talking about, okay, fast forward to the 90s, late 90s. I'm at the same friend's house, my good friend Sean, who passed away, my Star Trek friend. And then there she is in the obituaries, and she was a retired rockette from the New York Rockettes.
Oh,
Oh, there you go. That's why
That's
she was
crazy
probably
cool.
still hot.
Right, my friend was reading the paper, and I just picked up this entertainment part of it, and I'm reading it, and I start reading that, and I tell him, I go, "Do you believe me?" And he says, "Hell no." And then I handed it to him, and he couldn't believe it because it was exactly what I said.
This week on octogenarian arousal.
Well,
I
you
knew
know,
when I saw that commercial, I knew it was going to be a hit. I just
Yeah,
knew
man.
it, and I was right.
Pop,
I like
if she was-
Betty Boop because she's in black and white.
If she was still hot and on the floor, you could have had some fun, right, Pop?
That's what I was joking about. They couldn't figure out what I was laughing at, and I love that commercial.
Oh,
The first time I saw it, I was like, "Wow, I
I
love
shouldn't
that."
make jokes like that, but oh well.
Ah,
I did.
And I shouldn't.
I
either,
do
man.
anyway.
I was joking.
And I
Right.
should follow up.
No, my
Right.
favorite.
No.
My favorite commercial is the one where the guy was going around the stores and when everyone was picking out oil, he'd smack him with the dipstick going, "Think with your dipstick, Jimmy."
Oh, no.
I haven't seen that one. Was that like a
That
certain
one
channel?
must have been regional. I don't remember
Yeah.
that one.
It
What
was
if
a
it's
Super
like a
Bowl
s-
commercial. It was a Super Bowl commercial. I can't remember
Okay.
which Super Bowl, but it's quite a few years ago. And you know how tempting that is just to go around stores and to do that? Think with your dipstick, Jimmy. Just so I could
Well,
blame it on TV.
if they knew what commercial to refer to, otherwise they're going to think, "What the hell is this?" Like I would, 'cause I'd never heard of that before.
Yeah, it's for Pennzoil.
Let me see. I want to
Or crappy oil, of course.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
And Pennzoil was one of the cheap ones.
Probably why they need to advertise it.
Gotti says, "Hey everybody, let's see if I can eventually get caught up here."
What? There's two
Boomer says,
Scotties?
Scottamus. And Scotty says, Boomer. And Sean says, hello, the Phantom Boomer Explorers. Greetings, Scotty. Scotty. And Scotty says, Sean. And Sean says, Scotty. And Herc130 says, hey, Sean. Hey, Herc says, Scotty. Herc130 says, Scotty R37. And good old Gap says, Scotty. Everybody saying hello. Gap After Dark. Greetings, says Sean. Sean says, okay, phone in pocket time. Got alert now. Sounds good, Scotty. I mean,
Put it on
Sean.
vibrate.
And then Scotty says, ahoy, Gap. And Scotty says, Jim. And
It's
Jim
okay.
says,
I can say hi to these people independently as they interact with us.
I know, and I give you the name.
Yeah, Anthony, he can speak for himself.
No, and I already said it though. And so
Go for it, Scotty. You want to read
hail
that?
to Edge of Time. Edge of Time is the only person I hail.
Thank you. And Jim says, Pop. PvP wish he was laying PVC pipe. LOL.
Yeah.
Oh.
And there it is. That link. Join the panel, you guys, if you have a strong internet connection.
Here we go.
I think I'm allowed up to, I don't know what the $25 count is, like 10 people, I think.
Yeah.
Sean Carter, it wasn't staged. Smith got a 10-year Oscar ban. He wouldn't have just taken that willingly.
Who's saying it's staged? Oh, really? Scotty, I thought you could put a lid on this.
No, Gorilla thought
I
it
was
was staged.
presenting my case.
Gorilla
It's
thought it
not
was staged.
staged. It's physical violence.
PvP witnessed by everyone. Although,
Indeed.
yeah, we did sort of I don't know if it's been.
Sorry, I just want to get it for coming in late. It wasn't staged. Well, they might as well have been because they didn't. They should have arrested him on the spot. They let him take an Oscar.
That's what I said. Right. That's right. Another Alec Baldwin or whatever his name is.
Right.
Same thing.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't come on stage and start shooting at the audience. And then pick up an Oscar for insincerity.
All right. I need a fact check here. A correction. It was for Castrol, and I put it in the private chat.
Wicked cool.
Castrol GTX. That's a little better oil.
Fidel Castro.
By the way, we're not sponsored by that particular petroleum company.
Hey,
no,
Castro,
Scotty sponsored by KY Jelly.
$10,000. We'll sponsor you on our rumblings from the lab.
I'll sponsor everybody except Stop the Oil. I was coming up on panel, but I'm editing my repair video, says Jim. And Jim says Admiral Kirk. ST3? Star Trek 3? Oh, the picture. Herc says, hey, Jim.
4, though.
Oh, Herc at last we exist.
Isn't that where he turns and said, the rest of you look like a cadet review, isn't it?
Yeah, that's in 4.
That's what I thought. That shows how much I know that movie. I can just tell from that little tiny picture. Jim says, hey, Kirk 130. And Jim says, crunch. All right. Crunch. Excellent. Got caught up on the chat.
Awesome.
We're nothing without the chat.
But what I mentioned before you came on, Captain, was Will Smith. The reason why Will Smith slapped what's his face is because he knew he'd get away with it. He knew it's like, nobody's going to stop me. I'm Will Smith. And
otherwise he wouldn't have done it. Yeah, that's the worst. It's the enablers that let it happen. Then they gave him an award. It's disgusting.
It is disgusting that they
first no best picture Oscar for Blade Runner. Now this.
It was
and
troubling.
For the best slapping of a fellow entertainer because of an inability to express himself, it's Will Smith. Yeah.
And these are the people we're supposed to. These are the people we're supposed to support in their time of strike because they are adults who make rational decisions.
Right. The multimillionaire is standing there on the strike line saying, "Woe is me, huh?" Yeah, I feel so sorry. My heart's broken.
I understand.
And they get exemptions.
Has to be negotiated for AI replacements. Like you are going to dry up your up and comers by including AI extras. I think that is folly. I think it's folly.
Well, just like with the writers too, the more money they demand, the more chances of us getting AIs. They're not going to overpay those untalented hacks who are demanding more money.
The funny thing about the writer's strike, and I am not an authority, I've only casually sort of followed it, but apparently the writers got the same deal at the beginning of the strike as they did at the end of the strike, and they took it the second time.
Wait, are you saying that they didn't get anything? They didn't gain?
There was a long, like once. So The motion picture, I think that's who they're striking against, but like the studio system or whatever, they're striking against them. They said, okay, and they gave a deal. And the writers said, we're not taking this deal. And then shortly thereafter, the actors went on strike.
Yes.
Then the writers took the same deal again because having the actors on their side didn't make a lick of difference.
No, I agree. I would agree with that. Well, not only that though, but the writers at the time, the people who should have been negotiating, those positions were open and they were advertising for them. So they had some young lady that wasn't even her field, that was 22 years old, that was up there trying to negotiate, and she didn't know what she was doing.
Well, can you believe that Fran Drescher is the head of the Actors Guild?
Another reason why it's like they're never going to win with that horrible thing.
Many.
Oh God, of all people, talk about self-sacrificing.
I thought that Fran Drescher was incredibly hot in that one episode of Night Court that she was in.
One episode. And what happened all the other time? What happened all the other time?
She's been a very successful actress. I've seen her in a couple things. She's always been sort of innocuous. She doesn't bother me.
Oh, well, for me, it's the opposite. That voice is literally fingernails on a blackboard.
Scotty's seen it.
It's her bit.
It doesn't make it attractive.
No, it's the rest of her that makes her attractive, and that's what I find funny about her, is that she has
but you can hear her before you see her. I don't care what she looks like. That voice,
is true. That is true.
You can hear her coming around a corner before you see her face. And that voice, no, it's just like Janeway. I can't do it.
Oh, yeah, no, I understand
Janeway.
That. I understand.
Basically, Scotty, imagine is it the Fabulous Baker Boys? Just imagine Michelle Pfeiffer slinking across the piano at you, Scotty, and going, "Hey, Scotty, what you doing later?"
Yeah, exactly. Nicely. Well, you know what? Yeah, no, that's difficult because I enjoy a vocal woman. And so if her voice was terrible, that would be a turnoff.
Well, I guess it helps if you could turn it off. But imagine if you live with her. It's like, nah.
Well, if I understand anything from that one episode of The Nanny, you just feed her wasabi.
Beat her with what?
Wasabi.
Wasabi.
Oh, I was thinking something more like a club.
Like sandwich?
No, I'm talking about baseball bat, something larger with nails.
Oh, no, you don't want to beat a woman to death. That's illegal.
I'm just kidding, our guys. If you're out there listening, no, I just want her to be quiet. That's all.
Yeah, well, I just wouldn't hang out with her. And that's the thing, is that I wouldn't hang out with her. Like, I'm just saying, yes, I found Fran Drescher attractive from time to time in short bursts. But, yeah, no, I don't understand how she is the primary negotiator for the Actors Guild.
Oh, yeah, I know. When I'm trying to think of who else would be more capable, I can't think of anybody because there's no good actor or actress in Hollywood. Oh, I guess maybe Denzel Washington. He's noble. He's a good actor. One of the few that do exist.
You do have to look at who would be a good union president.
A face on your union, exactly.
Exactly. So it has to be an actor.
Nobility.
Has to be an actor.
Right. I don't care if it's male or female, but they've got to be noble. Not some loudmouth that's just on some sitcom. They've got to be noble and have a good.
But unfortunately, I think you're going to get sitcom actors because you're not going to get successful actors as the president of the like. It's not. It's kind of like being in the PTA.
I guess those days are over. You'll remember.
No, if you're making a lot of money working, you can't run a union.
Right, the best one they had for decades was Ed Asner. I mean, why can't they get someone like him again? I'm talking about nobility.
Oh man, Ed Asner. That would be.
Yeah,
but he's a television actor, so I think a
television. He was president of SAG for decades. The only thing stopped it was him passing away.
But for future SAG union presidents,
we lose. We lost Phantom Boomer. Sorry, go ahead.
Did we lose Boomer? Oh no! And we also lose Finity?
Oh wait, there we go. Finity's back, but Boomer's gone.
Sorry, time travel.
Oh, okay. How's the future?
Boomer?
Yeah, you got back before you left.
Depressing.
Fair enough. Makes sense. But I'm just thinking, like, who do you get? Like, Ray Romano won't do it. What about the guy who played Ray Romano's brother on Everybody Loves Raymond? He could be good.
I can't imagine anybody on the television level. I guess when I think about it, but I don't watch
Talking,
TV.
you're talking
Yeah.
the big giant dude, right, Scotty?
Yeah. Yes.
Remember?
Yeah,
You
he was
remember when?
kind of fun. I liked him. He was
He would
pretty
have been.
funny.
I'm sure he was told, but he would have made a great uh, Munster.
The best
Oh
one.
fuck
The
yeah!
best one was Charlton Heston. He ran
Who's
before
the
Ed
head
Asner.
Munster again?
I always
Fred
thought he
Gwynn?
kind of would have
What
made a
is
good
Edwin Munster?
Frankenstein.
Weird.
What's that?
Charlton
No,
Heston.
Fred Gwynn, Herman Munster.
He's dead. Fred Gwynn's dead.
As Ben Hur.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that I think that the
Yeah, he
brother
would have
from
been a good
everybody,
example.
he would have
Yeah,
been a good. He would have been a good Herman Munster.
He would have. He would have been a
Who,
good
Adam West?
negotiator. I think a good face on SAG.
Hmm.
Adam West would have been a good one, at least for the fans.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Did you guys see the movie? Since you brought that up, Captain.
Thank
Did you guys see the movie with Adam West where he played a John and he was pimping out his daughter in a motel?
What about?
I did not see that.
Excellent movie because he was so, and I think that's
I
why he
thought that
took
was
the role, 'cause
Batman.
it was so against type for him to see him play a sleazy, nasty guy. And by the way, he gets his ass kicked by a bunch of men and a bunch of guys surround him and kick his ass, which is
Who's this?
mind blowing because you just can't picture it. And
Who
but
is
it's a
this?
great movie. I'm going to look it up while we're talking about it.
Yeah, I don't mind when they go.
Adam
against
West,
typecasting
Scotty.
like
Oh,
I'm
that.
Adam
talking
West,
about
my
Adam
mistake.
West.
That sounds like a
problem.
good one.
It is. It's a great movie.
Hell, I'd watch that.
That's why he
Because, I
did
mean,
it. And, but
let's
but
face
the
it, he was-
scene. Go ahead.
He was so
Is this just 'cause
typecast as Batman after 3 seasons of that show. It's like I'm amazed he actually got to make a movie like that.
I know it, and it was great. Like I said, it was great. It's like totally opposite, obviously, of what Batman is. But I never
Sounds
thought
like
it would. I never thought it would be so emotionally moving. I don't know why to me to watch
it's
him
not
get
that
his ass
different.
kicked.
Oh man.
No, maybe,
Okay.
maybe Batman was pimping Robin out by season 3, though. You never
See,
know.
you are
There you go.
joking.
My
You're
ward.
joking, PvP, but
Of course
I
I'm
That is-
joking.
no. But
I'm
I
always
want
joking.
He's not
man.
joking. That's the subtext of Bruce Wayne. Come on.
there is a movie, and if I am not mistaken,
Oh,
it
shit.
stars Carrie Fisher and Frank Gorshin.
Oh,
That's
Or
an odd
wait,
Riddler.
couple.
it may not be Carrie Fisher. It might be Linda Blair, but it's
Well,
Frank
still-
Gorshin.
That's still an interesting combination.
All right, I think it's called Hookers of Beverly Hills.
Oh,
Well,
So
Google
I am going to
it
find
there.
out. I'm going to find out.
Google it, Scotty, please.
I am going
Now,
to
that one actually is
IMDb
also a
it.
documentary.
You've
and with-
now gotten our interest, so please
Yeah,
find
with-
out if that's real.
This
right.
is
Do you remember what kind of character Frank Gorshin played?
a
He was the
pimp.
Riddler.
He was a crime lord pimp.
No, he's the Riddler in Batman.
It was like 1980. I want to say
That's true.
82, but it was a direct. Obviously, it was maybe not obviously, but it was a direct video thing in Bob.
Okay, the movie I'm talking about with Adam
And
West,
evidently so.
Joyride from '97 with Adam West about the motel where he plays a.
Hey,
was
can you post it in the
Hollywood
private
Vice
chat?
Squad. Hollywood
Listen,
Vice Squad from 1986, and it is Carrie Fisher.
Holy shit!
Is this some kind of
Ah.
bust?
Ronnie Cox, Frank Gorshin, Carrie Fisher. Who else? Is there anybody else in here who?
Stereotyped after Empire Strikes Back again.
Robin Wright is in this movie. I'm assuming it's a very early role, 1986. But it looks like a character actor. Who directed it? I don't know. Penelope Spheris.
I've heard the name.
So have I. And so let's find out from the director of Hollywood Vice Squad. What else did she direct? She did the Little Rascals movie and the Beverly Hillbillies movie, dude.
Well, but at least the Beverly Hillbillies was fair. The Little Rascals was horrible.
I saw the Beverly Hillbillies, but that's because I like Erica Eleniak. Actually, you know what? I just like the cast of the Beverly Hillbillies movie. Like,
I
got
like
a
Lily Tomlin did a
great.
good job as Granny. She was the
No,
highlight of the movie.
Lily Tomlin was Mrs. Hathaway.
But who? I'm trying to think.
It was. Oh my god, I know who she
I
is.
just, yeah, you're right. She was Mrs. Hathaway. That's right. You're
Cloris
right.
Leachman was Granny.
That's it. That's Cloris. That was it. I was a big fan of Cloris Leachman.
Dolly
But
Parton
even
is in this movie.
back to the old days.
So yeah, no, I'm gonna have to buy this on DVD.
If it's available. I'm wondering if it's available in the high
come
seas.
on, man! Now you got me on a mission. Let's find out. Engage Amazon.
Scotty on a mission. That sounds entertaining. That would make a great TV show, actually. Scotty on a mission, week to week. We follow Scotty as he goes on a mission to seek out
What kind of
new
missions would
world,
you send
new
Scotty on?
adventures, and find a good DVD.
Suicide. Holy! Oh wait, hang on. Let's see.
Holy shit, Batman! You find something, Scotty?
No, the movie on DVD is like $70.
Ooh, they didn't make a lot. They didn't sell a lot. So they didn't
No,
make
it
a lot.
was not a popular film, my friend.
That's one of the beautiful things about those rare DVDs, Scotty. Like I've been on eBay for like close to 20 years, and you can get a very rare, hard to find DVD, and it'll make your skin crawl how fucking
Or
expensive they can
VHS.
be. Oh,
But it's-
oh,
I was
oh,
on it.
Bob, you'll love
Yes.
this. A lot of the old VHS horror films from the 80s, like the slasher flicks, that are only available on VHS cassettes that were never, ever moved over to a DVD ever.
Uh-huh.
Those suckers can be worth hundreds of dollars if you
Oh,
can find one.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Who we lose that time? Gorilla.
Gorilla?
Well, hopefully Gorilla comes
Gorilla.
back.
Let me see, by process of elimination, Scotty's here.
Zero-
After that, who
Right.
cares?
And see, everybody, I do pay attention to who's on the board. So it's not like somebody's gone. I don't remember who's gone.
No, I'm just
Sean
guessing
says-
Gorilla had internet issues or something.
Probably so. He usually says goodnight. Sean Carter says Kate Mulgrew has an incredibly sexy voice. Sean needs
Now we
to
just
do
need a
more.
face to match.
both. Sean Carter says
Oh,
you
well, one
just
out of
have
two
to
ain't bad, eh, Catherine?
Oh, God.
You just have to imagine her saying things other than reverse the polarization or some techno
Yeah, it's
babble.
cough.
Get her talking a little dirty, and oh boy,
Be that Nebula.
ugh.
Yeah.
That's
Gotta
that's
say-
like saying that's like saying get your grandma to talk dirty. It's like
Yeah,
oh,
Janeway never did it for me personally.
No,
I don't think that Janeway was supposed to do it for you, and that's why I became incredibly uncomfortable whenever they tried to develop a romance with.
Ooh, they
Janeway.
did. Ugh.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
like a holodeck character. And,
She absolutely has zero sex appeal.
none.
Zero.
Like I
None at
still
all. Your
can't
nuns have more.
forgive. Like I can't forgive her for what she did to Sam in Cheers, but also I never understood why Sam was attracted to her.
She was on
So-
Cheers.
Yeah, man.
What a certain
God, that
episode?
must have been one of the worst episodes
like-
ever on Cheers.
Have you seen it?
I've seen Cheers, but I don't
haven't,
remember that
but
episode. I
I'm
don't
not-
remember her being
I'm
on
not
it.
too sad that I didn't.
Well, no, come on. It's an interesting thing. She's the villain of the episode. And
Okay.
so she is someone who gets between Sam and Diane. I think it's like third or fourth season.
Oh, one of the early episodes.
Okay. Well, next time I go
It's-
through
yeah,
the
it's Diane.
Diane look hot.
the Cheers, I'll check it out, Scotty.
Like I think even Coach is in that.
Yeah, but where he
That
kicked
must have
over.
been early because he died pretty early
Yeah,
in the
Like,
series.
well, yeah, like season 2 or 3, something like that.
Yeah, it
when he
must have been
passed
early
away.
on.
Sam and Diane.
He
They
croaked
were
pretty
classic.
His
Sick.
little ditty about Sam and Diane.
That's what I was just thinking. Change Diane. No, Sam, not for you or any man. No, change Diane. Dimes, nickels, quarters. Can you go upstairs?
That is,
Classic.
yeah, no, that's great. But and also speaking of Nick Castellano, I have never seen Raging Bull.
Really?
What? Me neither.
Wow.
Who's Nick Castellano?
He is apparently he's Coach. He's Ernie Pantuso.
Oh,
I did
oh,
read the Mad
I've seen
magazine
Raging Bull.
parody, Raging Bully. Does that count?
Yes, it does. I used to read all those mad parodies, and I have seen
Kind of like watching the
Raging Bull,
film.
but I didn't. I don't remember because it's been a long time since I've seen Raging Bull.
I mean, it was
Damn,
in the
if you-
original black and white.
Yes,
If you've never
Martin
seen
Scorsese.
Raging Bull, Scotty, you got a huge gap in your movie watching.
Hey man, you've never seen The Hustler or or The Color of Money. So can we trade that?
No.
Is that
Yeah, you
Yeah,
didn't
we
watch
can trade that.
PVP. You didn't watch Princess Bride for 20 years because you thought it was a
I'm just
Disney
saying-
Hey,
Hey,
I've
movie.
watched Princess Bride probably half a dozen times, and it's great every time.
Why
I watch
Now
it.
would
you
do that
have.
to yourself?
That's a
Every time
I've
temporal
been watching.
argument.
Hey,
Future
I
Scotty,
started
you've
watching
seen Raging
Princess
Bull.
Bride like 20 years ago, so don't give me any flack, okay?
Every time
I'm
you
not-
watch it, your testicles shrink more and more.
My testicles are quite healthy, thank you very much.
I'm
Oh my
just
God, I got
kidding.
the
I'm just
biggest
kidding.
balls.
I'm just
We
kidding. I always
got
thought
the
that
biggest-
It's still as good
I'm
as
just
ever.
kidding, guys. I know there's a
Come
lot
on.
of fans out there. I'm just kidding. I always thought it was a chick
Princess
flick.
Bride's a great
No,
film,
I-
Bob. You should give it a chance, man.
I bought it blind. I bought it because I'd seen part of it when I was younger on VHS, and I was like, "This is boring." I responded
I
exactly
was
like Fred
bored
Savage
too.
in the movie, and then I
was
bought
bored,
it
yeah.
and I watched it, and I was like, "I agree with Fred Savage. This sucks." I like the first half of this movie because Fred Savage is saying it sucks, and I enjoy what's going on with the story.
That's Scotty, isn't it? Is there kissing? Is this going to be a kissing story? Yes, Scotty. There's
Second
going to be
half of the
kissing.
movie, like I just don't find Robin Wright attractive, and I don't I think that it would have done better with a more engaging Princess Buttercup.
Well, I think you might be in the minority on that one, Scotty.
Yes,
'cause
I am. I know I am.
Robin
I
Wright's
do
not
know
a
I
bad-looking
am.
woman.
Dang you,
well,
Scotty, with your
not my
original
jam.
opinions.
Not my jam.
Can't you get a transplant opinion like everyone else?
Same thing
I
here.
wish.
For me, all I remember is I'm not a fan of Billy Crystal, even though I liked Throw Mama from the Train. That was the only thing he ever did that I did like. But I didn't, and it was very painful to watch Andre the Giant trying to act. That was very, very
Oh.
difficult to
Oh, I
watch.
thought
couldn't-
Andre was great in that film.
He was
well,
adorable.
I thought he was the new De Niro.
See, we
and
got
that
different
Wallace
opinions,
Shawn,
guys.
that Wallace Shawn guy. Oh my God, he gets on my nerves. Oh man,
No,
I mean,
you
don't
don't
get typecast as, a giant.
you don't like
That's
the
all I
Grand
remember.
Magus.
Well,
that's all I remember are those three people. I don't remember, but I loosely remember the plot. I don't remember anyone else. Was it Sting in that movie? I think I don't know.
Peter
Sting.
Cook.
Sting?
Sting
There's
was
the
not
Marine
in that
Sting was in
fucking movie.
June.
Mel Smith.
Sting was in one of those movies. I know what I'm talking about. He was
Sting
in
was
How to
not
Boil
in that
a
movie.
Movie.
12. Gosh, good job, Carol, isn't it here? Oh, you'd all be in trouble.
No, but I just don't. It's not my jam. It's
Well,
not
same
for
here.
me.
It's
I
just
like
not.
parts of it. I think that there's a lot of good in that movie, but I just think I get frustrated with it.
I remember
Well,
at the
that's the way I
time,
felt about Alien 3 watching it, Scotty.
Fair enough.
but those are two totally different kind of movies.
No, the
And
thing is,
They are a little bit dissimilar. You wouldn't
No,
mention those two back to back. Alien
No.
3
hey, if you could mix the two, then
and
maybe I'd like it
the
a little
Princess
better.
Alien Bride
But
No,
this is
with a bit of LSD. Come on, let's go.
PvP. If I may join you for just 1 minute, I think what you're
Please
saying
do.
is that like the way I love, like I'm an advocate of Alien 3, and I understand
fine.
people who do not like it. Like I get where
They'll
they're coming from, but I don't agree with them.
Depressing.
You, as
I
a
saw
person who
positive-
does
I saw
enjoy,
positive qualities and I saw negative qualities, Scotty.
but when you do enjoy The Princess Bride, and I am a person who does not, I don't enjoy The Princess Bride. Do you understand why I don't?
Because you don't have a heart.
That's
Mm.
that's an easy
Sounds
answer.
good to me.
Well, no, I'm gonna hold you to this. Do you have an
Close.
answer?
Yes.
Do you understand why I don't like it?
Give us a reason.
No, but I'm asking if you
He did.
understand.
He did explain.
He doesn't
See,
like swords and sorcery. It's him.
And I don't like Sword of Sorcery either. I was bored as hell through Excalibur and all the other ones, and I especially
I
didn't
love
like
Excalibur.
Oh, not Excalibur. Oh, you're making me weep over here.
No, but
Okay,
that's
Yeah,
cool.
I apologize.
Guys, I just want to say we all disagree on some films we love, some films we don't like, but that's fine, right? Because we can agree
Yep.
to disagree.
Yes.
I guess.
Right, but just because if somebody doesn't like
No,
something, that doesn't
seriously
mean-
though.
I know, but I'm saying if somebody doesn't like something, that does not mean there's something wrong with that person. It just
And
means
It
they have
doesn't mean
different
there's
tastes.
anything
That's
wrong
all.
with the film either. It's just your perception of the film, right, guys?
Absolutely.
It's like,
Well,
you
wait a
know,
minute.
Taste.
Hold
it's
on.
your perception.
I have something to say. I was alive when the movie came out new. I saw it at the theaters, and it bombed. Audiences didn't like it, neither did critics.
What
Let's not
legend?
forget that little tiny detail. So the critics and everybody, even the public, agreed with me. It bombed at the theaters.
What
It might have
Legend?
a little. No, Princess Bride. It might.
Princess Bride. Bad marketing. We all thought it was going to be a Disney
It
movie.
might have
We
a
didn't see
second
it for
life
20
on
years.
video, right? It might have a little life on video, and I know younger generations appreciate the movie.
Oh, it's had a huge life on video. It's become a
I
classic.
know. I know. What I'm saying is, even like I'll give you an example. One of my favorite movies is Big Trouble in Little China, but it bombed because it got no promotion. Nobody went and saw it. Critics hated it.
Right.
Hey,
So,
you know
well,
Blade
the thing
Runner?
is-
Same
The
thing.
thing is, too, Princess Bride has got to be one of those god awful titles in film history. Like, I didn't watch it for like 15
There you
years when
go.
I heard about the film because I was
Told ya.
thinking, oh, crappy Disney chick flick, that'll be god awful,
Just
right?
like I said.
And then when I
See?
finally watched it on the movie channel, it was like, this fucking
Finally.
movie's great.
okay, that's fine.
Like,
Yeah.
a bad title,
130.
can really kill a movie, is what I'm saying.
Yes,
That's
that
why I've
I
never
agree
seen
with.
Primer. Because people, Captain, you've seen Primer. It's about time travel.
Oh,
I thought it was
you're
about
lucky,
paint drying.
You're lucky you've been spared. It's a shitty movie. It's that
No,
ruined
I
John.
literally thought it was a film about
That's a
paint
good
drying.
one.
I thought, I'm not watching that. Primer.
No,
That's a good one.
Captain, if you want.
What's the sequel
there is
called? Matte Finish.
Captain, if you want, I'll scour the internet for a link here. You can literally watch a 10-hour and 17-minute film of paint drying because some guy got pissed with the rating system in Britain there. So he made him sit through a 10-hour video of paint drying.
Well, I hope it makes more sense than Primer.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. It did.
It's already better than Looper.
Right, just who wrote and directed Primer. Yeah, I'm sure
Oh
it was
my
a better
God.
movie.
Yeah, Andy Warhol.
Yes, Andy Warhol, 10 hours of paint drying. Sounds like Andy Warhol, doesn't it, Pop?
Yeah.
There you go.
Penelope Spears did The Decline of Western
Oh,
Civilization, one of the greatest movies on punk rock
We're
ever
living in
made,
it.
says Rick 130. And hello, hail, Scotty. Canadian
Spidey.
Spider-Man.
Spidey.
Spidey.
Spidey's the one that's up here.
Spider-Man,
Especially when the names are
Spider-Man.
similar. I apologize for
Spider-Man.
You can do anything a Canadian can.
I hope you're still here, Spidey. I'm sorry it took me so long to say hello. And Spidey says, good evening, pop culture and panel. Hello. Or hail, Sean Carter. It is. I'm glad you could join us. He had a great campfire, or at least one or two campfire streams the other night.
Yeah,
Which was
two,
really
actually.
great. Yep.
I missed the first one. I joined in on the second one, and yeah, it was awesome.
They were kind of wrapped around Doomcocks, I guess, before and after.
Yeah,
Gorillas
we're
random
talking about
thoughts.
Halloween,
Sean,
too, I think.
Sean, watch her in Orange is the New Black. I think he's talking about Janeway. She got fat, didn't she?
Well,
Fat her?
no,
I want to say it correctly.
It's
What's that?
because Voyager didn't have a gym on it.
Yeah, but isn't she like also a lesbian in that Orange is the New Black? And that's more fitting.
They're
Wow,
all
who
les-
isn't?
They're all lesbians in that
There you
show.
go.
All women's
Oh.
prison.
Oh,
That's
I don't know. I haven't heard of it, but I've never watched it. So okay.
I never saw it, but it's a woman's prison, so I'm not surprised, right?
Yeah, I imagine they're banging bushes. No offense to
Well,
anybody out there.
Banging bushes.
Whoa.
That's good.
A lot of titties.
Ugh. Her
No, it's a lot of. It's a lot of young people.
Oh,
Titties.
yeah. Oh, I haven't eaten dinner yet tonight. You're saying they show Janeway naked? Oh, that's,
No.
Oh,
I cannot confirm that part.
My mind's
cannot-
Oh,
collapsing.
come on, man.
Hey, I cannot confirm that part.
Take Janeway's name out of your damn mouth.
Oh my
Alright.
God.
I cannot confirm that Janeway's titties there, but there's a lot of younger titties in there.
Herc says, Kate,
Oh my
Mowgli
Lord.
voice, beam me aboard. How you doing?
How
And
you doing?
Spidey says, hey there, Gorillas Random Thoughts. And Herc
Beaming you up.
Herc says, CSM. And hello, Suzanne. The wonderful Suzanne says, hello, Pop.
Hey,
glad you could join us,
Suzanne.
Suzanne.
Hello.
And everybody watch out for her link on my stream elements. If you're able to, she's got a fundraiser going on to help her out. She's got a
Yeah, always awesome to have Suzanne join us.
grandson, single grandmother, racing a grandson.
Yeah.
Cool, a
So
very
anything
cool
you can
lady.
do it.
Yes.
She is. She's very sweet. And I hate when I hear that people are talking about her, treating her badly on other streams. That's
Really?
BS.
That sucks.
Hey, Spidey, says Gorilla. And Suzanne says, Scotty, hello. And Herc one says, Suzanne, I haven't said hi to you all week. Hi. There we go. And Gorilla says, hey, Suzanne. Sorry, you guys. I know there's been so much talking on the panel. the people have to type the chat out just so they can get the word in edgewise. Suzanne says Herc 130 hiya, and Suzanne says PvP hello. Suzanne says Canadian Spider-Man hello neighbor. Facto review says hello welcome
Yeah.
Facto reviews.
Yeah,
Glad to
welcome,
see ya.
Pecco.
Glad to see you. If this is your first time, I hope you enjoy yourself. I hope we don't say anything too crazy to drive you away. And that, by the way, that is if you're still there to even listening to me still right now. And Suzanne drops the link in there for Canadian Spider-Man. Thank you, Suzanne. I appreciate that. And Fecto reviews says hi, Pop. Fecto says, hope Captain AIM talking no nonsense. Captain AIM talking no nonsense? I hope I say that right.
Eight.
Thank you. No.
I feel like I'm getting singled out again. You can save that hope for everyone else.
Suzanne.
Doesn't no nonsense. That's not a bad thing. It just means somebody speaking the truth.
Yeah,
Not being
but how
around the
come I'm
bush.
getting singled out? I'm always getting singled out. I'm just sitting here quietly eating peanuts.
Check out Gorilla's channel, says Suzanne, and she drops the link. Fecto says ain't. Thank you for correcting that. I appreciate it. Sorry about that. I should have figured that. And there's a link to Jim's channel. And Jim says, thanks, Suzanne, for dropping the link to his channel. And there's also a link to Sean Charter's channel, which is the sci-fi model guy. Check that out as well. The guy's doing some amazing work. Go ahead, Gorilla.
Thanks, Suzanne.
Suzanne, if you're still here, drop an anti-derivative Jill.
I can't wait till one of these days Suzanne finally comes up on the panel. And hey there, Jim. Anytime, dear, says Suzanne. Suzanne says, Fecto, hello. And Fecto says, greetings.
Speaking of Jill, which I brought up, so I'll continue. If you guys want to check out,
Nice segue.
It's not really. If you want to check out Cinema Gulp's newest video, it is a game show-esque sort of trivia contest, and Jill is there, and she's on camera, and she does sing the Jeopardy theme. And that's over on Cinema Gulp's channel.
Ooh, I've seen her on camera, but I've never heard a scene before. That's interesting.
Okay, Scotty, we need a link in the private chat for that, please.
No, you have to go subscribe to Cinema Gulp.
Yeah, put it in
I
the public
probably
chat.
already have, but save me the trouble of searching for it.
Hey, PvP, can you look up the word lazy
I'm
for
on
me?
it. I'm
lazy. I admit it, but it's a fucking Saturday night, and I'm having a good time. So I'm not a who's a what's it? I'm not a wrench. I don't want to be. And so if I put it in the private chat, can one of you guys put it in the public one?
Or I can make you a wrench or
post
whatever's
it in
easier.
public. I don't give a shit either.
Well, no, I can't.
Or if you're going to shout it out, I'd like to see it in the public. And go ahead, drop it in the private.
I got it.
I got
it.
Please do, because
thanks, man. But
I would love to hear Jill singing the Jeopardy song. That would be great.
Well, you got to watch the whole video because I don't know where it is in the video, but it's there.
I'm sure I'll find the time.
Was she drinking a few?
I'll bet you will.
No, it was an afternoon deal, and it's
only. I wasn't saying she drinks a lot. I was just curious. I know sometimes she'll do it.
No, but no, I get it. She does. She imbibes. She's not ashamed of it.
Right, which is fine.
So it's only like 25 minutes long, so that won't take long to find it.
30-second segment.
Thank you,
Jill did mention to me that she was going to have a few beers last night, so that's cool.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, she never drinks much at all, so when she told me she was going to have some beers on a Friday night,
the chat stopped showing up on for the rumblings thing here.
Oh.
In the public, or wait, what's going on, Gorilla? Is I showing you in the public or the private? Or
I'm using a. Oh, here we go. Now it's working. As soon as I start bitching about this Brave browser, it starts working.
Yay!
I use Brave. It's been okay so far.
In a new tab. Let me see.
And Victor has a channel to check out. Also says Suzanne. Suzanne says Gap. Hello, and Spidey says, "I'm here indeed. Hey there, Suzanne. All right, I'm glad you're sticking around, sir.
For some
glad
reason,
to see
you.
you.
At 1440. I don't know.
Canadian Spider-Man says, "Glad to see you, Jim."
Hey, Spidey.
And Suzanne drops a link for Gap After Dark's channel. Thank you, Suzanne. I appreciate that. Suzanne says, Phantom Boomer, hello. And I'm sure I get this right. And Jim says, hi, Canadian Spider-Man. And Suzanne says, I don't have the lovely Jill's link, fellas. Sorry. We're working on that right now, Suzanne. Scotty, can you drop Jill's link, please? Yes, I think we'll have that up here pretty soon. And hello. So good to see you, Wes Cagle. Thank you for joining us tonight. Hope you're having a great day. And Wes Cagle drops a link. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. And Gorilla drops a link as well. I appreciate that as well, Gorilla. And Suzanne drops a link to Wes Cagle's channel. Appreciate that very much. So, and Gap says, hey, Suzanne. And Gap After Dark says, thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, Suzanne. Ah, yes, I'm all caught up. And I'm really happy my voice is holding up so far.
Excellent.
I had somebody actually ask me that. They sent me a question. A question. I don't remember what it was on Twitter or YouTube or whatever. And they said that when your voice is telling me, it was a. I like criticism. By the way, everyone. I don't care if it's negative, if it's positive. I consider it constructive. And they said you should let some of your panelists read the chat sometimes when your voice isn't holding up. And when Gorilla's not there. And I was like, yeah, I guess you're right. I guess that's a good idea. Maybe I should do that more. If the panel wants to do it, where I can highlight things and ask people on the panel to read it out. I know some people do that on some of their streams.
Yeah, I'd
How
be okay
often
to
am
do
I
it
not
if Gorilla
here?
wasn't here.
Yeah, how often am I not here though?
Well, sometimes when I run late and you have to go to bed, and then it's after you leave is usually when it happens. Because I'm and it's true because usually by the time Gorilla leaves, I've already been on for 2 or 3 hours. So my voice is, I guess, probably getting weaker at that point. By the time he leaves, I'm like, yeah, possibly. That's why, and like I said, I take all criticism, and maybe it's true.
Usually when Gorilla leaves, it's pretty much towards the end of the stream anyway, isn't it, Pop? Like,
Well, it depends. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it isn't.
Hey, I'm happy to read a chat or two if I'm asked to.
Yeah, because there's times I said, screw it, I'm going to bed, and then you guys are still on 3 hours later.
Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
it has happened. Sometimes I go.
Wow.
Sometimes there's been some of them. Yeah, they go on for a few hours after he leaves. But I just wanted to mention that because I'm glad that triggered my memory to remember that tweet that I think it was a tweet.
Well, I'm always happy to step out at the plate and take a few swings at the ball if anybody needs me to read chats.
Yeah, because I can't stick on here till like 12:30 at night because it already takes me half an hour to 45 minutes to fall asleep once I lay down.
Oh, I know the feeling.
Right.
I know the feeling.
And I have 3 streams that happen during the week when he has to. He's 2 hours ahead of me, so I don't want him to have to stay up really late before he has to work the next day.
It does get frustrating dealing with what is it?
People.
Time zones?
No, yeah, exactly. PvP, you're part of the same time zone. What is
zones
the one?
Suck.
I wish it would have been better if
that's what you get for living on a round motherfucking planet.
Oh,
well,
I didn't choose this planet. You abducted me.
Take your complaint up with Jehovah.
Blame it on all you British people.
Yeah.
All you British people.
No, we didn't make the world round. That's on you, pal. Don't go blaming us for Jehovah's problems. Britain didn't make the world round.
Yeah, I think the universe kind of made the world round like many, many millennia ago.
Exactly, and time zones exist because the world is round. Ergo, it's not Britain's fault.
No, Britain created time zones because the factory people that wanted to make sure all the schedules were synced up.
No, you're thinking of changing time, and that's World War I Germany. And if you're thinking of unified time zones, that actually is because of the eastern US, because of the inventions of the railways. And if you're taking off from Santa Fe, and you're going to end up in Arizona, so actually, I think you'll find time zones were invented because of the US railway system. Feel free to fact check.
That's what I heard. I heard the railway system and farmers. It gives farmers more time to.
I heard.
That's a myth. We could do with one myth at a time. That's moving the clock back. That's not the same thing as time zones. Look, no one enjoys Mr. Being boring fact check. I'm just spitting facts at you. Feel free to fact check. No, that's a myth. That's moving the clocks, but that's because the Germans in World War One. It's nothing to do with farmers. I'll tell you a free one. If you go to the other side of the world, The toilet don't flush the other way. That's a lie too.
Unless you look like Janeway.
There's coffee in that toilet.
Finity, it's funny that you bring up the World War I Germans, because when the clocks go back in the autumn,
It's because of them.
That's when I feel comfortable wearing trench coats. So
Onset grouper.
Well, we have time to change me up this weekend, don't we? Tomorrow?
Sunday.
imminent.
I'm in Arizona.
All
so we
back
don't
an
change
hour,
here.
guys. Tomorrow night.
All right,
For you guys, not for me.
All right,
Really?
I got something
You
here.
don't have
Yeah, I'm
time
in Arizona.
zones?
Arizona and Hawaii are the only two states that do not change their clocks.
Really?
All right, I got
And you're
something.
Central Time now, or no?
I guess that'll make me 1 hour. Central Time is 2 hour off.
So if you're
So-
what, 1 hour?
1 hour, yeah, I guess.
Well,
Or
that'll be
3
handy.
hours, one of the two.
That'll be
But
handy. then.
anyhow, all right. I was wrong. I will admit it. It was the damn Canadians.
Yay! Fuck you
Yeah.
too.
What the fucking damn Canadians? What the fuck? What?
Yeah.
No,
it was,
tell me about it. Tell me what I did wrong.
Okay,
Make
tell
me
me
like a
else.
bad boy.
Canadians are
First-
evil for everything.
Yeah, it was created by a guy named Sir Sanford Fleming. He's a Canadian there.
Fred
It was-
Sanford?
Sir
What?
Sanford Fleming.
Do I need to play the Sanford theme? Da, da, da,
Yeah.
da, 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 da,
And
da.
it was because he divided it all up into 24 of the time zones and that for 15 degrees longitude apart. And it was all because of railroads.
I think Girls
It's a-
got
it's
it
a stick up to
essentially
railroad.
correct, though. It was a
I heard
Canadian.
I heard railroads.
It was a Canadian that invented daylight savings, I believe.
Damn
so.
him.
We are guilty as charged, just like pineapple pizza.
Oh, gee. All right. There's three things right there that gives us all the reason we need to unleash the nukes right now.
Don't forget Justin Bieber.
But don't
Oh,
forget
shit.
all the positive things Canada's given to the world, because there are many.
We did get we got Captain Kirk, didn't we?
Yes.
We got Captain Kirk.
Yeah,
Yes, we got
yeah,
And Scotty.
we
but
got
just-
And
Scotty.
Scotty.
Don't
And
forget
Scotty,
Scotty.
yes.
But
He's
then,
actually
Don't forget Scotty.
a local BC boy born 400 miles from here. So don't spike
Yeah.
Scotty.
Wait. But if we're on Star Trek, I do have to say that Walter Koenig's son, who played Boner Stabone
Oh, the one
on
that committed
Growing
suicide?
Pains, I wasn't going to say the word, but I was going to say he ended up dangling from a tree in a park in Vancouver. So we have taken from the Star Trek family.
Well, thank
Yeah,
you
I
for taking
saw
that to a
Koenig-
very dark place, Scotty.
You're welcome.
I saw Koenig at a convention not too long after that. It was terrible.
I
Well,
never
and-
forget the
I
face.
heard
I
all
wasn't
about
there.
that. Not pretty, but I didn't need to have my memory refreshed because I've heard it
It's
many
okay.
times
It's not.
before.
It's just. He's just telling what actually happened. It's okay.
Oh yeah, I know.
He wasn't laughing or anything. So
Not at all.
all right. So let's see. Where am I? Canadian Spider-Man says that gap after dark. Hello there, buddy. And if I can catch up here in the right place. Hope I'm trying not to skip over anybody. So if I do accidentally don't read your chat, let me know, guys. And Suzanne says, Gap, anytime, love. And Gap says, hey, Spidey. And Wes Cagle says, hey, Canadian Spider-Man, with a peace sign. And Wes Cagle says, drops a link to Canadian Spider-Man's channel. Thank you for doing that. Canadian Spider-Man has an amazing channel. And the lucky guy to burn wood. I haven't been able to do that since I was a kid. Everywhere I lived with all their fire restrictions. And Suzanne says, sorry,
yeah.
Pop, I overstepped my place. No, you didn't, Suzanne. No, you're totally fine. And Gap after dark says, Janeway has tits. Yeah, but they're probably on her back. Wes Cagle says, hey, take it away. It's easy on the World War I Germans. Right. Well, yeah. I think he was. Did you say World War I or World War II, Captain?
Say what you
Well,
will
I'm just
about-
repeating facts. It was in World War One. That's why I made that distinction. I didn't say Nazis.
Say what you well that they didn't exist in World War One.
Exactly.
So and
I've got
also
an Iron Cross from World War One. I said they moved the clocks back. I didn't say they opened concentration camps, for crying out
say
loud.
what you will
Who's
about
projecting?
German
Oh my God.
uniforms. They were sharp dressed.
Sharp dressed Nazis.
And
you go,
in the
boss.
First World War, I guess,
That
just
sounds like a ZZ Top song that could be quite weird.
well, there's a reason why Weird Al.
Everyone goes crazy for a sharp dressed ISS grouper.
According to Suzanne, says
Oh my
PvP.
good
Says
Lord.
Suzanne says PvP.
Yes.
Saskatchewan gave up the
I
time
just
change
want
a long time ago.
I want to comment on Suzanne's comment. That's very true. Very true.
And Suzanne says, "Gorilla bite me." LOL. It bit me.
I want to say hi to Wes Cagle. I didn't get that chance.
Wes Cagle, I thought we had stopped changing the clocks. I don't remember changing from the past 2 times. I live in the shithole that is New Jersey.
I thought you were in Bavaria
You
or
do still have to
Prussia.
change your clocks, yes, unfortunately. Tomorrow at, what is it? No, but it's tonight at 2 a.m., right? Isn't that usually how it works?
It's something like 2 a.m.
Prussia, New Jersey, same thing.
Basically
And-
Monday morning to be, precise, but
You know, if you don't
Sunday
mind
morning. No, Sunday morning. It's always a day before you go back to work. They don't want to put the shock in. That's what I'm saying. It's 2 a.m. tonight, which is basically 6 hours from now. And then Sunday will be our first day with, unless his captain, I think, is already on Monday or Tuesday by now. I think he's ahead
Well,
of us.
Yeah, I think it's Thursday. Yeah, we sprang
Like-
forward
like-
weeks ago.
like Suzanne said, Pop, Saskatchewan has been on the same time frame for years now, and they don't change. They just go through the same time zone.
How
Same
it
here.
should be.
Yeah, same as
12
here in
months a
Hawaii.
year. Because I know, because I make calls to people in Saskatchewan. They've been 2 hours ahead of where I am forever, and they probably will be unless something changes, right?
Well, wait,
Which is
but
handy.
that means both of you don't
No, because
change.
if they don't change and you do, that means then they're going to be 1 hour ahead or 3.
No,
Right.
they're 2 hours ahead.
But if they're
Yeah,
always
but
2
then they're
hours
going to be
ahead,
1
that
hour
means
ahead
both.
because they don't change and you do.
Exactly. So what's up with
You
that?
see how time
Well,
zones
yeah,
work.
that's
Oh.
true. That's true. Yeah, I get the point.
Right. So
Welcome to time travel without the time travel.
turn it off before you
It might
turn it
not
on.
surprise you to know that I've got a book coming out on the calendar. Like without, it is a documentary. It's just even without the time travel, it's confusing.
Suzanne
man.
drops a link to the lovely Jill and of Jill's channel. Wes Cagle says, Scotty, yes, the Germans always had the best uniforms.
Come on, man.
Yeah, they won
That's
every
why
world war.
That's why
I
the
mean, lost.
Imperials in Star Wars look so good. Is because they're just basically like dressed like Nazis. It's great.
And it's also
But
the
with
doctrine.
English accents.
They're black
And
they
spaceships.
use- well, black, red, and white.
Best of
black and
both
red.
worlds.
Suzanne
Yeah,
says, Pop, how are
she's
you
got
feeling,
great
dear? I am
uniforms.
doing. Thank you, Suzanne. I'm doing absolutely great. I actually feel good today. I was able to do some errands. I always feel best right before my next infusion, chemical infusion, and then I'm going to feel, as everybody knows, not so good for a week after that. So I'm excited. I can't wait to actually talk to my doctor and say, okay, you guys did a CTI on me, whatever the hell that is. Now find out. Tell me if this is doing any good or not. Has there been any improvement? That's what I'm going to be finding out. So in a way, I'm kind of for the first time looking forward to my infusion, but I'm not looking for the 5 days after that because it usually seriously takes a while to write that stuff out of my system. But thank you for asking, Suzanne, and I hope you're doing well as well. And Suzanne says 9 p.m. PvP. And Wes Cagle says, here in New Jersey, we've been on daylight savings time for the past 3 cycles.
What
That's
are
odd.
cycles? What defines a cycle?
Suzanne X
2
says,
wheels
you sound wonderful,
and a pedal.
Pop. Thank you, Suzanne. Like I said, I do feel good. My voice is actually holding up for a change.
I think,
You sound
what
good,
she
Pop.
means by cycle is 1 year.
Isn't it 6 months? I mean, we do our
I don't
time
know.
change every 6 months. So I'm guessing that would be a cycle.
No, there's many kinds of cycles.
Well, you're right, but it's not that time of month for us.
Yeah, you got there first.
Someone had to say it. That's what she said.
That's not exactly what I was intending, but I was thinking about it, but that wasn't.
Time changes every 6 months, so I'm guessing that could be what it is.
mean,
I could be wrong, of course.
Time changes. Yeah, there's also cycles that.
This isn't
keep an eye
exactly
on, right?
esoteric information.
And we just had the full moon.
This is like the
Information.
Weather Channel.
Spring
Right,
forward, fall back twice
Oh,
a year.
calm
It
down.
ain't difficult.
Welcome
folks.
to the esoteric channel where we all babble on endlessly
about
Incoherent.
about shit that everyone should know already.
about shit that nobody cares about.
Suzanne
you should
says,
care what time it is. If you don't know what time it is, you're going to be late for your appointments.
Oh,
Suzanne says
I
positive
always know.
vibes, positive vibes and energy, says Suzanne, and as always, prayers for you, Pop. Well, thank you, Suzanne.
Yes,
That is very
positive
kind of you.
vibes. Positive vibes.
I've got my fingers crossed. I'm doing better. And another thing too that I wanted to mention is I've been eating better because I know people that know me personally know that sometimes I have a little bit of trouble going days without eating. I'll say it. When I get out of the hospital after the chemo, I not only do I feel like crap, but I have no appetite. So I go several days without eating, and then I end up with no energy. So and I've actually been able to eat here the last few days. So that's another thing. And I've also noticed which the whole point is, the reason for the chemo is because of the cancer in my lungs, and it feels like that is before the doctor even tells me the CT scans. It feels to me like my lung capacity is expanding. So I think that it might be working. I'm able to breathe easier than I used to.
Awesome.
It wasn't too long ago when I went up the stairs and I'd be out of breath and I'd be wheezing and trying to catch up on my air for 5 or 10 minutes. And it's not nearly that severe anymore. So before I even see the CT results, I think it is helping. It's just that the downside is obviously coming down off the chemo, which is definitely no fun.
Right.
Wes Kegel says, yeah, he was talking with the cycle, he means 6 months, or he or she. Gap says, it's hammer time.
Wow.
If anybody remembers Hammer. I remember Hammer films, but
I love Hammer films.
you have the parachute pants guy.
Hammer horror
was
films
too
are
legit.
awesome.
Too legit to quit. But PvP, you have a better answer. The Cushing, the Christopher Lee.
Oh, Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, all those vampire movies and all that shit. Like, fuck. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, we're going to be hearing that on my horror stream. And a horror.
That's something we need to cover. We need to cover those eventually.
Right, and we'll do them in sequence. We'll do the Dracula movies and in sequence, and then the Frankenstein movies with Peter Cushing.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Then all the cross movies in between, like The Mummy with the two acted together and stuff like that. And there's so many; it'll take us forever to get through them.
Thank goodness. Yeah, God, yeah. There's a lot of those. Yeah,
it's like the Doctor Who. Well, how many were there? Like 20, 30?
Of those movies?
Of like the Hammer Cushing.
Oh yes. Yes.
Like Dracula, Frankenstein.
The other
guy.
guy.
Like outliers. There were even outliers that had nothing to do with any pre-established. They just made up.
Well, yeah, like the Gorgon. You know, like that's an outlier.
I don't know.
But they made movies from. I think their heyday was the 50s through the early 70s, mid 70s.
Something like that. Yeah,
and Suzanne said,
fantastic.
That's the meat and potatoes of horror, as I always say. Everything else is just on the side, is garnish. Suzanne says, "Oh, Pop, that is fantastic news. Keep straight, keep stronger. Thank you, Suzanne." And Wes says, MC Hammer says, "Can't touch this." Well, the IRS touched him, and now he's bankrupt.
Nice! How long have you been saving that one for, pop culture? Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, that's
right. Yeah, his baggy pants didn't save his ass for sure.
No, right.
Look, the two of you, Siskel and Ebert over here. Wow.
No, the parachute didn't deploy.
That was so good.
Ronnie, you got anything on this?
No, I would prefer that. Just breathe. I want to enjoy the bouquet of that.
Hey, Pop. You sound like you were saving that about as long as Chris Christie was saving that Donald Duck line he was so proud of. Well, yours was like 1,000 times way better.
Oh, man. No, that was way better than Donald Duck.
I know who Chris Christie is, but I'm not familiar with the Donald Duck joke.
Okay. It was at the Republican
it gets funnier the more attention you pay. Go, build it up.
Yeah, I was at the debate, and he says the only reason that Donald Trump's not here is because he's scared. Nobody's going to be calling him Donald Trump no more. They're going to be calling him Donald Duck.
And then they instantly played the "you lost" sound from The Price is Right.
Yeah. It sounded like you.
Please clap.
It sounded like you spent 2 weeks preparing for and the only preparation for the debate was coming up with that line.
Yeah, he looked right into the camera and everything. It was like he was waiting to say it to Donald Trump, but Donald Trump wasn't there, and so he was like, "I got something to say." And he was
I'm not letting this bad boy go to waste.
Exactly. Carol wrote this, not you, Carol.
And of course,
different Carol. Carol Burnett.
Yes,
they booed him. They booed him.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it was almost crickets.
No, he got booed, pretty much booed and all that.
I don't know
This
how
is a
that.
big dig in his track record.
I don't know how he can even be in office. I don't know who in the right mind would vote for that sack of shit.
I don't know. They're calling him
Welcome
White
to
now.
New Jersey and New England politics. Let's go to
Woke up
Massachusetts
this
now.
morning, got
They're-
myself
they-
going.
It was trending on Twitter for about half a day. They're calling him White Lizzo.
Well, that's the only way he's ever
Ooh.
going to trend too is by being embarrassed.
Sizist and racist.
I didn't know he could play the flute.
Skin flute.
Did he shake his ass on TV also?
Dap After
Can
Dark
he
says
play a
Hammer Time.
Stradivarius?
Hammer Time is a song. Can't Touch This by MC Hammer. Yes, I was not a big
Yeah.
fan.
That's a bad
Wes Cagle
song.
says, yes, they did. The IRS ain't no joke. No, look what they did to Fred Sanford.
Wait, hang
And
on a second.
Dap
Before
Unless
we
you're
move
the
on,
Church of Scientology, in which case they don't give a fuck. You can do what you want.
before we move on from MC Hammer, I have to ask. Okay, so you can't touch this. Is that an original? That's an original. No.
Well, no, he used a break beat. No, you see, it's
a
modern
sample
hip
from
hop
something,
parlance.
isn't
Instead
it?
of a popular beat combo,
Can't
you
touch
take
this.
a sample. In this case, Rick James, Super Freak.
Exactly.
Super Freak, Super Freak. Well, in a way
It's super
that
freaky.
you could argue that Vanilla Ice, did he really rewrite the Queen classic Under Pressure
Yes.
with David Bowie?
Yes,
but
he
here's
lost the battle over that one too.
you've covered. Thank you for setting. I hate to be Steve, but thank you for setting the table.
Nice.
But okay, so which is a worse trick when you start to hear you can't touch this and you think that it's going to be Super Freak, or if you hear the beginning of Ice Ice Baby and you think it's going to be Under Pressure? Which
Both
one?
cruel.
Like both are cruel because I would rather hear Super Freak or
Under Pressure. Go
Under
with it.
Pressure. Thank
There you go.
And so, which one frustrates you more?
Which one do you mean? Like,
Take your time, folks. Take your time.
I don't know who's the question for.
Everyone.
Except me.
Oh,
Wes Cagle says Ice Ice Baby, looking forward to Under Pressure is worse.
Can I say all of the above?
that's what I
Susan
say. I hate them. I loathe
says
them both.
Under Pressure.
I'm
So
not
the
a
Ice
fan
Ice
of
Baby.
those fucking songs.
I mean, there's four
honestly.
songs on the table, and only one of them go, "She's a very sexy girl."
The kind you don't take home to
As much as I love Queen and
Super
Bowie,
freak,
it's like
super freak.
I don't think they were a good mix together on that song.
Wow.
Oh,
So you
really?
prefer Ice Ice Baby?
I'd actually go with Super Freak if I had my choice of
Yeah,
That's
I
my
would
favorite.
selection.
like, and
Right.
I'm with PvP on that. I would rather hear Super Freak out of all of the songs listed.
Yeah, I gotta give
As long
it,
as it's
you
not in the
know,
Princess
I gotta
Bride.
give the enthusiasm for the performance in Super Freak, right, Scotty? It's like
But,
you
like,
gotta give
Sucre freak.
Right.
What, like
Under
some
Pressure
French
is-
person with too much
Under
sugar in their coffee? Sucre freak. Sucre
Under
freak.
Pressure is good, but Under Pressure is a song that you listen to when you're going home from work.
Well, it's good, but it's like
It's not
It's like
that good.
you take two really good
Yeah.
things. You take Bowie and you take Queen, and you mix it together, and you get something mediocre, right?
Right.
Oh,
That's always the way I've
Like
heard it.
fishnet
Like,
stockings.
it's a
You take
good
two
song,
good. You take
but not a
fishnets. You
great
take
song.
stockings, but together, no.
Gap
And
After
separately,
Dark.
they both made many great songs, but together, that was
Fishnets
just a
and
good one.
stockings. Right.
Gap After Dark is correct, and Wes Cagle says, and this is an interesting differentiation in that Wes Cagle says it's worse because Bowie and Mercury are legends, whereas, well, no, I think that Super Freak is.
Rick James isn't a legend. You tell that to Rick James. I'm Rick
Yeah.
James, motherfucker.
Yeah,
It's
bitch.
You can't
Actually,
sit on
I
that
think you should
couch.
bitch.
It's not about being
Fine,
a legend,
Buffett.
radio. If a song is great, a song is great, right? I
True.
don't give a fuck who fucking sings it. If it's
But you
good,
have
it's good.
to, like, if you had to shoulder
Don't
to
care who
shoulder
sings it. What?
David Bowie, Freddie Mercury, and
The other
Rick
guy.
James.
That's it.
Like, if you put them shoulder to shoulder, like as a person who thinks these people have influenced song, all three of them have done so. But if I had to give them a silver, gold, and bronze,
Bronze.
I'm going Bowie gold, I'm going Mercury. No,
Mercury silver. You get your
I'm
chemicals
giving,
all mixed up.
no. You know what? I had to think
Scotty.
about that. I'm gonna give
I'll mix
Rick
silver with
James.
mercury.
Rick James is silver, and I would say Freddie Mercury would be bronze.
Well, I disagree.
Rick James never ended up in a Charlie
think-
Murphy anecdote.
I'd have to know more about.
No, hang on, David Bowie.
Bowie.
I'd say Bowie
I'm
Gold.
David Bowie, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Bowie Gold, Queen Silver, Rick James Bronze.
Okay.
Rebecca Gold.
Hey, how many classic albums did
Are
Queen
you?
record? Seriously, Scotty, like probably
7?
about 8, 9, 10. Like absolutely
Okay, that many
killer
I didn't
albums.
know. Right.
23.
I don't think Rick James ever recorded, 10 killer albums.
Yeah, but he did one good one.
I was going to say, didn't he only have one? I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. He was basically kind of a one-hit wonder with Super Freak, was he not?
Yeah, I think most of the legend was.
I don't remember fuck all else for him, really, to be honest.
He only had to throw one stone to make that many ripples in the pond.
The thing is, one-hit wonder is just like, okay, it's great, but it's not a career, right?
I think the reason why we're even talking about Rick James is because he went to jail. I think that's because everybody knew about that, and it was the controversy that made him infamous.
The candle that burns half as bright burns half as long, and you have burnt so very brightly, Rick James.
Oh, Whis Cagle has got a. They had a.
Gap says not Hammer Horror.
Yes,
you don't like Hammer Horror. Gap After Dark. Wes Cagle says Chris Christie is a joke here in New Jersey, and that's saying something given that New Jersey is but the end of America. Well, for me, honestly, he wasn't in my radar until the whole debacle where his fast was on the beach when he closed the beach for everyone else. And that's
I remember that.
And that time he caused that big traffic jam intentionally because his political opponent. I mean, come on, why is the guy in office? I don't know.
Yeah.
Ask that question of Tom Ford of Toronto.
I don't. I had to put up with Gavin Newsom, so it's like, okay.
I actually remember
that matter. Adolf Hitler who got voted into power.
Who's Tom Ford?
Remember that shit about
the mayor of Toronto, that cokehead that was the mayor of Toronto.
Oh well.
No relation to Harrison.
No, there was no Tom Ford.
Oh, sorry. Someone is actually listening to me. Who am I getting mixed up with?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to Canadian politics.
Well, how many cocaine-fueled mayors of Toronto are there?
Well, there was Mayor Ford. Rob.
There you go.
It was Rob Ford.
Ford,
sorry. One syllable out. Someone spanked
that
me.
guy was a fucking basket case, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was a kite and totally out of control and the shittiest fucking mayor they probably ever had.
Yeah, have you seen your prime minister recently?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't try and get into politics, but
Suzanne says, "BBB, anything new and exciting happening out in BC?"
Well, I'm not new, but I am exciting.
Good answer. Wes Cagle says he sampled Super Freak. Right.
Who? David Bowie?
No.
Wes Cagle says the Ice Ice Baby is worse.
Yeah.
And I agree with that one.
If Bowie had sampled Super Freak, I would have been impressed, actually.
Let's not forget about that stupid Ghostbusters ripping off from Huey Lewis. Come on. So it's not the only time this has happened.
Oh, God. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, it happens.
Right, the Ghostbusters. Suzanne Epstein says, under pressure for sure for me, Scotty. And Gavin the Dark says, your question is non-sequitur. Your facts are uncoordinated. Wes Cagle says it's worse because Bowie and Mercury are legends. Yeah, that's what PvP was saying.
What?
And Suzanne, Wes Cagle, exactly. Agree with you on that. And Wes Cagle says, Suzanne Epstein, thumbs up. Wes Cagle says Mercury gold, Bowie silver, James bronze. Isn't that what you said, PvP?
No, I put Bowie first because he's my favorite solo artist of all time. I put Mercury and Queen as silver because they were an amazing band back in the 70s.
I said Rebecca Gold, Joel Silver, and Rebecca Black. No, hang on.
So I was not too far off, but I just flipped the first two.
Oh, I have to ask you then, PvP. What do you think about the album Cat People? My mom loved it. She used to listen to it all the time, over and over.
Cat People. Well, the thing is, Cat People was the soundtrack to the film, right?
Yes,
the movie, right?
Yes, and Malcolm McDowell, I think.
I haven't listened to that album in many, many ages, so I Yeah, it's not like I can give an accurate review, but I do remember Bowie's song "Cat People," and I think that was an amazing track. The way his voice is on that when he starts up, ba 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 ba, he starts off really low in the scale, and then he
Bum, bum,
like he
bum, bum.
often does in his best songs. His voice raises as the song goes on and kicks into high gear, and I think that's a great song. The rest of the album, since it's a soundtrack, I don't actually accurately remember it because I haven't heard that in probably like 20 years. So
Well, and for me, it was like, oh, I never saw anything special, and my mother loved it. But I was a bigger fan at the time of Giorgio Moroder, the producer who did a lot of the music, because I really liked his soundtrack that he did for Metropolis. So
okay,
that's what made me ask, because he was big at the time.
Oh.
He did Maniac, that movie, with the lady who worked in the steel mill and all that kind of stuff. He
I
was
can
really
see
big
that.
back then.
Is that the one that goes maniac, maniac? Oh
Yeah,
no!
the
Oh,
bouncing
I
gun.
remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that movie. I think I saw it at a drive-in.
never saw it.
Wes
Yeah,
Cagle
that's
says Mercury is the greatest voice in all of music history, hands down.
He's one of the best. Like
Cindy
Freddie
Lauper.
Mercury's voice is incredible.
His
Like,
vocal range was incredible.
oh God,
Oh, he's got the
yes. There's
range, darling. But
very
so
few
Shirley
people that could
Bassey.
sing
Diamonds are
with the range like
forever.
Freddie had. But I do. I want to just get
Mariah
back for a
Carey.
second. I want to get back for a second to the oh God, the Bowie soundtrack we were talking about. Um,
Okay.
when he
Cats
goes
people.
putting out fire with gasoline, and he just hits that high note. It's like, man, that's top ledge Bowie there. It's like that's a great song.
Cool. Wes
But
Cagle says
you
Mercury is
gotta
the
listen
greatest
to it,
voice.
right?
Oh,
Because
I
I'm a
said that
shitty
one.
singer, So,
Wes Cagle says the cokehead that was the mayor of Toronto.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I think he agrees with you. Yeah, Wes Cagle says Rebecca Black Gold. Okay,
Hey.
Wes Cagle. My favorite Bowie song is Modern Love. That is a good
That's a
song.
good one. That's a good one.
Modern love. It's me,
I
Actually,
baby.
remember.
Get me to the jet on time.
I
that's
remember
one of
when
the songs he featured when I saw him on the Serious Moonlight tour in 1984. First concert ever at BC Place, like 55,000 people, sold out crowd. It was absolutely phenomenal. And of course, he played Modern Love and all the big hits off that album, all his past, hits as well. And that's my favorite concert of all time. It was absolutely incredible. Bowie, if you have never seen Bowie live, it's like I can't really explain how good
it's
he
too
was,
late.
but he was amazing. Like that fucking guy was amazing.
well.
I
Do me a
remember when
favor.
go ahead, Gorilla.
I was gonna say, PV, do me a favor. Let's go dig him up. We'll pull. We'll do some witch voodoo crap on him there. We'll bring him back to life there. So he can sing for us. How about that?
He got
And
cremated. He got cremated. Actually, his wife cremated him, Grilla. So I think we're
or you
shut
better
on
watch
that.
what you're wishing for. You might see him pop up in a hologram. That seems to be what they're doing with dead celebrities now.
I wouldn't be
Unfortunately,
surprised, actually. Yeah, fuck that, eh? Like, fuck. I
I
hope they
remember
don't.
when I remember when Let's Dance was number one. Did he ever have any other number one hits?
I don't remember the name, to be honest, Pop.
Let's Dance,
Oh,
the
Let's
big one.
Dance by Bowie? Are
Let's
you kidding?
dance, put
Yeah,
on
I remember.
your
Oh, that,
dance, the blues,
oh fuck,
voodoo.
he
that
had
was like
he
that
had
was number one.
Let's Dance, Modern Love, China Girl. Those were all probably top 10 hits off of that album.
Yeah, but
That was
Let's
the
Dance was
biggest album he
one.
ever
Let's
had
Dance.
in
Yeah,
'84.
Let's Dance was number one. I remember it hit number one.
I think China Girl and Modern Love probably were pretty close to number one
Oh,
songs too.
they were, but I don't know if they hit number one or not.
They're
Because
pretty close
it's
though.
like the Rolling Stones. He was around forever, but it's not very often that they actually hit number one.
Well, the thing is, Bowie had been around for,
Is there really a
well,
thing? You could hypothetically only get to number 4, but sell more copies than number 1 next week. It's just mathematics. It's just relative values that are ultimately meaningless.
the thing is, Bowie was around in the '60s, from the mid to late '60s, with various bands trying to break through, and he was a complete failure, right? And then in 1969, when he finally he finally hit the charts with the Space Oddity song because that came out like a couple weeks before the moon landing, and that actually finally charted and put him on the map. But then it was not until 1972 when he did the Ziggy Stardust album that people really took notice, and that actually charted on the charts finally, right, and got us some attention. So he had a long, varied career, but the peak really was that Let's Dance album with Modern Love and China Girl and Let's Dance. Those were all mega hits. I remember.
Well, what do you say? Because
You're-
that album is more mainstream.
Oh,
You're
very.
listening to David Bowie, A Musical Life, Part
There
1,
were a
The
lot of
Early
people.
Years with PvP.
I remember Pop. There were so many people that accused him of being a sellout, and just it's like you're a fucking sellout. You don't matter
Oh, is that
anymore.
about the time he
Yep.
sold out?
Right.
He got that
But the
massive
thing
five
is,
album
it's like
deal and
Jefferson-
decided to compromise
like
his
Jefferson
artistic
here.
integrity to make
but
disposable
the
pop
thing
music.
is,
About that time.
just because he got Nile Rodgers to produce the album, he still had an incredibly great band on the album and the stage show, which I saw. And he went on for the next, what? That was 84. He went on like, what was it? When did he die? They put his last album out, what, about 7 years
5
He
ago?
years.
died on my
maybe 5 or 6.
birthday. He died on
He-
January 10th.
He put out great albums for the rest of his life. Some were, lesser than others.
I just doxed
Some weren't so
myself.
good, but a lot of them were great. And I don't think he ever sold out. He was always changing his sound up, changing his persona, and that's why I enjoy him so
Car
much.
adverts.
Well,
Sell out.
PvP. There was a performance. I used to hang out with a couple of people who were big fans of rap and hip hop, and they were showing me. And obviously, we live in Southern Ontario, so they decided to show me an Eminem of "Lose Yourself," and they were saying, "Isn't this the greatest performance that you have ever seen by a person singing their heart out in one blast?" And I was like, "It's lip synced." And they were like, "What are you talking about? It's lip synced." And I was like, "You want to see somebody who is pouring their heart out in a performance?" And it was a live performance of David Bowie doing Young Americans. And at the end of that, when he's like, and he loses his voice, and whether you chalk that up to drug or drink or selling out, I don't care.
Actually, he was very high on cocaine in those years.
Oh yeah, there was.
Scotty.
He is very widely said there was a year of his life that he lived on nothing but
it was more than 1 year.
green peppers and cocaine. He had no recollection
milk,
of
and
me.
Cut down on the green
And
peppers.
milk.
And milk makes sense. And he
Yeah.
he doesn't even remember meeting Iggy Pop.
Well, the thing
they
is,
were
Scotty,
both in rehabilitory situations, and when they met, they were both so effed up that they didn't it was like, "Oh, okay, I just know you now."
that's
There
why
were days of black.
that's why Iggy and Bowie moved to Berlin to clean up and do the Berlin trilogy, right?
There you go.
And the album just before that was Station to Station, which I think is one of Bowie's greatest albums, song wise.
And then came Low.
There's only like 6 songs on it, but they're brilliant. And the
Tubular
thing
Bells
is,
has only got one.
I have read so many times and heard so many times, Bowie was so out of reality, high on coke. He has basically said many times I've read, he did not even remember recording Station to Station because he was just blitzed out of his fucking mind, right?
Sure.
And yet you listen to the fucking album and it's fucking amazing because the guy sounds absolutely, totally on key, totally brilliant, totally focused. It's like his vocals are fantastic. I think I actually is probably my top 5 Bowie albums because his vocal performance is fucking fantastic. And yeah,
I just popped the live performance of Young Americans into the private chat.
Cool.
If you want to check that out, it's pretty dope.
Yeah, Bowie basically, I think, well, the reason he ended Ziggy Stardust.
Bowie.
I know, I use them synonymously.
He ended Ziggy. he ended Ziggy Stardust around 72, 73 because he knew it was destroying him. It was taking over his personality, right? He realized
Mhm.
that because he started to realize even off stage he was turning into Ziggy. So that's why at the Hammersmith Odeon
Where were
show,
the spiders?
at the Hammersmith Odeon show, he said this is the last performance we'll ever do, which people freaked out because they thought that was the last time they'd ever see him, which it wasn't, of course.
That's what
But
Elton John said in '76.
the thing was,
Did you guys ever see that Rocket Man movie about Elton
no,
John?
Not
I have
really.
not.
No,
It's
not me.
Okay, so I saw both the "We Will Rock You." Is it "We Will Rock You" or
The
Bohemian
That
Queen
Rhapsody?
sounds
one?
like Queen.
Movie.
That sounds like
I
Queen.
did see. I did see the Queen movie because they're at least they try to get someone that looked like Freddie Mercury. The guy that got Elton John looked nothing like him. So
Right.
I was
But luckily, the
disappointed in
story
Queen.
was nothing like reality either, so it kind of
Well,
makes sense.
I
Not
thought
surprised.
the
Definitely
Queen movie
not
kind
a
of sucked. I
documentary.
thought because they didn't have much about the other band members either, which kind of pissed me off. Right?
well,
Well,
and my problem with so if I had to compare the two, I think that the Elton John movie is better than the Queen movie because the Queen movie is like fiction.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's shuffled and it is emotionally manipulative at the expense of Freddie Mercury.
ahead,
The Elton
Gorilla.
John movie is I think it's more stylistic, but it is a better representation of like if you have a biography or an autobiography, something that is sort of willing to show the bruises and cuts, then I think that Rocket Man is better, and I think that the Queen movie, whatever it's called,
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody is much more of a let's gloss over all the bad stuff. It's much more. I think it's much more. I don't know, not
Well,
elevatory.
even the band was upset. Brian May and the rest of them, they didn't like how it was portrayed either. They said
They
it was
were
BS.
contributors. They were part of the editorial process to make sure that they
But
looked
Brian
good.
May's, but there was more about Freddie Mercury's personal life that Brian May wasn't happy that they did not show. It was like yes, they contributed, but not completely. Just small. They pick and cherry picked certain things. Go ahead, Gorilla. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out here. I'm getting very tired. I've had a long couple days here.
All right.
So-
Well, I'm glad you could join us, Gorilla. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So
Cheers,
we'll
sir.
see ya.
Have a great night.
Cheers,
baby.
Gorilla.
See you Monday.
See ya.
And with that, Wes Cagle says 1984. I was only a freshman in high school, and I was approximately 20 years old.
That is actually a fascinating fact about the Queen story because historical verisimilitude is a classic topic, but in the Queen biopic is one of the few stories where the band members wanted the story to be less realistic.
Well, I don't like as far as Freddie. I don't know whose decision it was to kind of bury his personal life.
That's what I read,
hide
but it was the band's decision to bury the truth about Freddie and complete some kind of bullshit fairy tale with no relation to reality. The Queen
Well, I
story
can
is
believe
not a
that.
documentary, folks.
Definitely not, and I could believe that they would do that. Wes Cagle says list dance is a good one too. Wes Cagle says I never liked China Girl. MTV overplayed the shite out of it. Yeah, they did that with a lot of stuff. That's why they burned me out on the Police. I can't listen to them. Oh, and Genesis. Oh God. Anyway, Gap After Dark. No offense to any of you guys out there if you like those two groups. Gap After Dark says, "Are we talking about ELO?" Oh no, I love ELO. Yeah, definitely.
ELO.
ELO is all one guy, pretty much. Right. Gap After Dark says, "Stepped away for a minute," and Wes Cagle says, "Fuck Eminem. He's a tool. Run DMC forever." And
Amen to that, actually. I mean,
I don't
music's
know.
taste. I don't know you've said it, Kegel. I like hip hop. Not a fan of Eminem at all. Most overrated rapper ever. Run DMC, brilliant, brilliant on vinyl, brilliant live. Absolutely, sucker MCs, excellent, fresh to this day. And I do mean fresh.
And I'll take
2
your
years
word for
ago,
it
a
because
friend of mine asked me to
I'll
say
take your word for it because I don't know who Eminem is. I just know Eminem's the candy.
a highly overrated rapper, a
Yeah,
discarded
apparently
rapper,
he's got
if you will.
and he has to name himself Eminem out of notoriety because nobody's going to believe his name is probably some BS pansy ass name.
Well, if he called
Most
himself
of them
Foul Mouth
are.
Fuckwit, it wouldn't probably sell so many records.
Wes Cagle says Iggy Pop, Lou Reed, and Deborah Harry were amazing on the Rock and Roll soundtrack. And I always like Bowie Thin White Duke phase, says Wes Cagle.
Yeah, me too. That
Okay.
was my favorite, the '80s one.
Yeah, that was when he did Young Americans, which was kind of the start of that. And then God, what else did he do after that? I'm forgetting now, but he did the Thin White Duke thing for a while, but I don't think it lasted too long because after he got off the cocaine, that probably fed into the Station to Station album, right? But then it didn't. It wasn't too long lasting because he got clean in Berlin with Iggy Pop when they did the Berlin trilogy albums, right? So
Now tell me he was high when he did Iggy Pop, right? Or what do you call it?
He did Iggy Pop.
No, sorry,
when he did Iggy,
Ziggy. When he did, what was it that where he
So
had
was
all the,
Mick Jagger.
where he was dressed like a transvestite? Which one was that?
oh God, that's early. That's well, there's
Yeah, he
What,
had
he
a
was
character
dressing
name.
as a man, dressing as a woman.
No,
You're-
I'm
That's a
sorry.
bit better.
He had a character name. He had a character name. It wasn't David Bowie. He was going by a different name.
Deborah Bowie?
okay. You might have
Ziggy.
lost me there.
Now Ziggy Pop is a different person, right? Iggy Pop is Iggy Pop.
Well,
I don't know.
Ziggy Stardust was a total
Ziggy
creation. Like,
Pop.
That's it. I think. That's it. I think we get the orange hair and all that other stuff, right?
yeah, but Ziggy Stardust was like a space alien. Like it was
No,
a
but
total
my
fictional
question was, he
character.
was obviously loaded. He was loaded during that time.
Well,
He
I
looked high
guess
as hell.
I can't even answer that because
No.
well, if I can't talk, I can't talk, right?
So was he high during that period?
No. The drugs didn't become an issue as far as I know. Basically, he entered the Ziggy phase with Ziggy Stardust in '72, and then he followed it up with an album called Aladdin Sane in
Right, but
'73.
I'm talking about the drugs. Was he on drugs?
No, not at that time, but by the
Okay, I'm
time,
surprised.
Well, NyQuil.
Because he sure looked
While
like
ago.
it. I mean, he looked like he was way out of it.
well,
But
by the
that was all
time,
just an act, huh?
But there is a point.
I'm not
in
talking
his
about the
career-
sequence in his discology, guys. I'm talking about
No,
drugs.
no, but exactly.
Well,
when he was doing interviews in the late '80s, early '90s, when he survived his recovery, and he spoke
he
quite
did
openly.
survive.
Yeah,
Yes.
he spoke openly about his recovery from alcohol.
Yeah, I know
and
about
drugs.
that.
And so there was and you can find it and that was in the heyday of I guess it was the early '90s when he was talking to MTV and Much Music and places like that, and he would say I can't imbibe, I can't indulge anymore because I destroyed so much of my life
Right.
when I was. And come on, he was married to he widowed one of the most beautiful women of all time. So
Who?
who was in Star Trek 6 for the love of Pete?
A the undiscovered country?
Yeah, that's right.
Who? I don't
Oh,
know.
she's still alive.
Iman, she's Martia,
She's
the
still alive. Yeah, she is the
cameloid.
widow. Yeah,
Oh, I know that.
you're talking I Man, right, Scotty?
I believe her name is pronounced Iman.
Well, whatever.
Well,
Apples
it's
are
important
orange.
to know
Oh,
the
whatever.
pronunciation of a
Damn.
person's name.
Apples are orange. Well, fuck, maybe I should shut the fuck up. Even though I've loved
No,
Bowie for
nobody's
half
telling you.
Liaisoned.
No one's telling you to shut up.
No one
Okay,
is.
because I know that Mick Jagger was with, which I think
Someone
was
just
one
told
of the
me to shut up on Twitter, actually. So I'm going to quote tweet
Well,
and talk more
that's
about that
that's
topic.
That's on Twitter. You hear that 100 times a day. But I remember that Mick Jagger was married to Carly Simon at one point, and I always thought she was extremely hot.
Really?
What a
Carly
waste.
Simon?
I never realized
She
that.
walked in on David Bowie and Mick Jagger in bed.
True story.
There is
Yeah.
there is a thing about them having a homosexual relationship for a
Well,
short
that was
time.
when Mick Jagger was with Carly Simon, and now I could never wrap my head
Well,
around
obviously,
that.
wasn't that
Why?
night.
Not that night, right?
Well,
But it's like,
you know,
I mean, she was hot.
we
Jeez.
got to remember though, this was the early '70s, and things were kind of nuts back then, and people were experimenting with shit, right? So
Well, and I believe you were
He was
mentioning something
experimenting with
about the
homosexuality.
drugs.
He was experimenting with homosexuality. Yeah, we all do that, don't at one
well,
point
you
or another,
know, the
don't we?
thing is,
Well, only on
you know,
Wednesday.
no, but you got to put it in the frame of the times, right, Pop? And you know what actually got
They
Like
were
the
both
Greeks and the
bisexual.
Romans.
They were both
what
bisexual. I mean, come on, I don't have
probably
any
what
problem with that. But
What, the
be real.
370s?
anyway, if I could make a statement, Bowie actually
That's it,
did
you,
some
Scotty.
press where he actually told the media that he was bisexual, and that boosted his career to no end when it appeared in
Probably so.
magazines.
Yeah.
Because he was very shrewd that way. He was very good at marketing himself, and well, he was a very brilliant guy. Basically, thing
Well,
is, I
Well,
just
but
want to mention
I think he was.
is
I think he was more brilliant than using his sexuality. I think that was a PR deflection, and saying,
yes,
"Oh
I
no, I'm not
agree.
gay. I'm bisexual. I'm just having sex with other famous people." It's the same thing that happened with like Rob Lowe and Andrew McCarthy or something. Like, there's a bunch of
What?
no, I know. Like, everyone gets all freaked out, and it's like hashtag me too. And it's like, do you understand that you are an incestuous, hedonistic pile of narcissists who desire the attention of others? Of course, you're fucking each other on a resume.
well, that's the thing. It's like Bowie was just kind of playing it to the media, right?
Of course.
I just want to quickly mention though the
But also,
Ziggy
why
stuff.
would you abandon sex, drugs, and rock and roll? And it's like in the 80s or the 90s,
Well, the reason
and
he
it's like
had to
you
is because it
say,
was
well,
killing him.
no, I had sex.
Because it was fucking killing him. That's why he abandoned it.
Well, that's how it is for most of them. That's what Stevie Nicks said. And she said,
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
almost on the brink of death. All like, of course, that's right.
I
But
just want to quickly do the overview though. He started
PvP,
Ziggy.
you're talking more than the rest of us.
That's true.
Okay,
Please.
maybe I'll shut up.
No, I'm not telling you to shut up. I'm just saying you're having plenty of time to talk. Now, give me a chance. There was a music video in the early 80s. It was when MTV was in its heyday. I don't remember which song it was. Keith Richards was playing the guitar. I had a good friend, Tony, big fan of Rolling Stones. It was his favorite band ever. And I was trying to tell him about the incident with David Bowie, and he refused to believe it. I was lying. I was making it all up. And there was a video I don't remember the song, it was early 80s on MTV. And Keith Richards is playing the guitar. He's standing there. And Mick Jagger walks up to him and licks him right on the lips, right on camera. And I was surprised that they kept that in the video to this day, but I don't remember the song.
Is it
Damn.
Dancing in the Streets?
No,
No,
because
that's
David
with
Bowie was
Bowie.
not in it.
That's with
David
Bowie.
Bowie,
No, David Bowie was in with
right?
with
They were
Mick
both
Jagger.
together. They were both together, but this one was very low budget in the studio with them standing around the drum set and just them
Oh,
on
well.
stage not moving.
Wes
With the
Cagle
black
is asking,
background.
is it Hang Fire?
Could be.
I don't remember.
Let me look it up. I gotta find men licking each other.
Right,
Fuck, I
just
don't
a black
remember
background. Just a black background. It looks like those Star Trek episodes where there's no background. And they were just standing there with a black background and just standing in front of the drum set and not moving. And the camera was just going, switching different cameras. It was a very boring, as far as the video itself, boring, nothing happening. But it's just, I remember my friend saying, then why is Mick Jagger licking him on the lips? No, he's straight, dude. He's straight. It's like, okay.
Well,
yeah,
no,
I'm
but it's
straight man to do that.
shocking. That's the entire reason. Like, rock and roll is supposed to sort of rattle you.
Yeah, but I know, but I'm just saying, and I'm not complaining that he did it, and I'm not holding it against him.
Cool.
I'm just saying I was trying to tell my friend, see, a straight man don't do that. I mean, come on.
Well,
There's
I
other
wouldn't
ways of
like
getting
anybody.
attention.
I
That's
have.
like going up and grabbing some guy's crotch and then saying, I'm straight. I was just doing that as a joke. Yeah, I don't know,
I've
Whatever
done
you do.
I've done some jokes that could have come off as being a little bit, dude, that's crossing a line, and I
Watch the
apologize
video.
the next morning.
Find the video and watch it.
I could see the Stones doing that just to get attention, though. To be honest, guys.
Yeah, that's true.
Do they need it?
Yeah.
Well,
Why
I don't
else did
think they
they,
do,
like-
but hey,
I don't
Why-
know.
the Stones
why
are
else-
the Stones. They're going to do whatever they want to do. So
Yeah,
not like
but-
they're going to consult me anytime soon, Pop, right?
If
Well,
you want to, if you
The
want
guy
to
who
talk
lived
about,
didn't seem to react, so maybe he's used to it. I don't know.
if you want to talk about bands selling out, I think that the moment that you start doing anthems for Windows 95, you have officially sold out. The Rolling
is worse.
Stones sold "Start Me Up" to Microsoft,
That could be it. It was one of those. It was somewhere around that time. It could be that one.
and so that's shameful. I think
They did the same thing with Jefferson Airplane when they did "We Built This City." I mean, that almost ruined their career.
But that was Jefferson Starship, and
God.
that had been
Starship.
That is
Sorry.
not where they started out.
Oh,
that
I
song
know.
sucked.
What Grace Slick is. I mean, I know. I don't know.
Yeah,
the whole
Grace
history of
Slick
the band,
is.
But everybody
and
got
was
to
Grace-
that song. That song was a
Whatever
big black
happened to
eye
her?
for them.
What happened to her?
Still alive, as far as I know.
Yeah, but like was she a part of Jefferson Airplane?
Well, she was there all the way.
Well,
to the
yeah.
Starship.
Well,
I
and
just
she
don't know when
was,
she left, or if she left, I don't know.
and Starship. Like, was she
She's
part
the
of
lead singer
Starship?
in Airplane and then Starship for a while, but she's probably old and retired by now, Scotty.
Yeah, but I'm just curious about the progression of the band, whether or not Grace Slick sort of stuck with it.
I don't think the band has mattered for like 20 years. I haven't heard nothing about
so they
them
don't perform
in ages.
Yeah, but
When was their last
here.
album? It's like, I don't know. It's like,
no, but I'm talking about when they did this during the early 80s, like the transition between the late 60s to the early 80s, and that entire sort of roller coaster that was the music industry and trying to stay relevant
Well,
and
they did
reinventing
go
themselves.
from-
They
they did
did
go from-
embrace electronic music.
they did go from Airplane to Starship, which I guess
Mm-hmm.
was what they were trying to do, right, Scotty?
They're at
But
Star Trek, so I give them credit.
I don't think that helped their music necessarily, though, was the problem, right?
Right.
I don't think it made a difference, did it? I mean, their fans just
I
carried
don't think
over,
it
right?
did.
I don't know if it boosted their popularity, but hey,
I
like
never
maybe
was a big Jefferson fan anyway, so I know pretty much dick all about
Oh,
the
White
band.
Rabbit is one of my favorite. I would make it.
Oh, White
you know
Rabbit's
what?
a great song. Fuck
Feed your
yeah.
head.
Yeah,
Feed your
that
head.
is
Yeah,
White Rabbit.
feed your head. That's great. Great.
Suzanne says, "Peace out, Gorilla." Wes Cagle says, "Oops, let me show that if I can get this to work right." Scotty R37, was the Elton John movie that good? I'll have to give it a watch. Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road is my favorite. Yeah, that is my favorite Elton John album,
That
and that's
is
the only
my
one I
favorite.
actually. That's the one I actually bought about Elton
My
John.
favorite.
He had several.
My
Go ahead.
favorite too.
I would say
Yeah.
if you're an Elton John fan, it's a good movie.
Yellow Brick Road is a fucking awesome album. Sorry,
I was gonna say, out of all his albums, that's the only one I actually purchased. I did like it.
that
Gap After
album
Dark.
kicked-
Night Owl says, Gap. I'm sorry. I hope it's not too late. That's why I was trying to read that before Gap went to bed. So I go ahead, PvP.
Yeah, that album kicks ass. Like Yellow Brick Road is fucking awesome from beginning to end. Like it's just packed full of great songs. It's like, and the playing. I mean, I think he had the best band he ever had on that album. And Elton's keyboards on some of those songs are just mind-bendingly good, right? It's like,
You know
man,
what
that guy could play.
The worst part is that I don't like The Wizard of Oz.
That's fine.
That's
but
good.
But to be invited to an album called Goodbye Yellow Brick Road and romanticizing, like it's all like Goodbye Yellow Brick Road is it's a romanticization of the legend of Judy Garland.
Yes.
And
well,
so
maybe it's
not necessarily
homage.
Well, which is great. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying it's like I never really romanticized Julie Garland.
That's fine.
She is a gay icon. That's a thing.
Yes, she was that too.
And Elton John, from what I understand, had no children through uterus. Well,
He's
actually,
also a gay icon. Is what you're saying?
No, he's definitely he's as gay as they come, right? So yeah,
He
He's
is,
as gay as gay can
but
be.
he's wait. I would like to clarify. Of course, his child came from a uterus, but I'm just saying he did not insert tab A into slot B.
Like
And
Michael
so-
Jackson, right? Michael
Right.
Jackson.
I don't know what
Oh
happened.
my
with Michael
God.
Jackson.
Artificial.
But I'm just saying, like if you are an Elton John fan, I think that Rocket Man it's a good movie, and if compared with Bohemian Rhapsody, it's a better movie than Bohemian
I
Rhapsody.
need to check it out. I really do. Because I thought
There's
Bohemian
by the
Rhapsody
way,
kind of sucked,
the
actually.
people that did the Bohemian Rhapsody are now working on a Bee Gees movie. Yeah, so good.
Oh, good.
So, I don't know if that's good. Is it good?
Well, that's great.
I
I
don't
have
know.
zero interest in the BJs, so I can totally forget to watch that one.
Maybe we'll get to see the scene where Andy Gibb smashes his face into a wall, loses his teeth. Huh? You think they'll show that?
Hey, watch it. I resemble that remark.
The only thing I remember about BJs was when in the disco years when they're going, ooh, 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 staying alive, staying alive. It's like,
Dude,
I just want to
Oh,
kill
that was
myself
more
when I hear that
ha
song.
ha ha ha.
I
Singing like
It was
that.
god awful. God.
Well, it
don't-
was
All music
disco.
is taste, though, isn't it?
It was disco where they just repeated the same sentence over and over and over and over and over and over for
Oh, God.
for an
I
hour.
find Oasis quite tiresome, but apparently they're quite popular.
I don't know if this
They
is
were
going
popular, but I still think they suck shit. So
to
Thank
land
you. Exactly, me too. So it's all taste, isn't it?
like a lead balloon, but I used to hold the same sort of opinion of the Bee Gees as if they were dismissible disco. And when I was actually told to listen to an album of the Bee Gees, I was impressed to a Beach Boys level. I think that the Gibb brothers provided some of the best harmonies of the 70s.
They're
The
good
Brothers Gibb, that's how they got their name.
writers.
Did I say it backwards? Probably.
Yeah, the
I don't know.
GBs.
The
But they were
GBs.
also- They were also good writers. They were also good writers. After disco died, they did continue going on writing for other artists.
I think
Are they
I
the
think
first
Bee
and only
Gees-
popular beat combo to have hits in 7 consecutive decades? The 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and zeros?
Is that true?
Apparently. I don't know. These days you can fact check it. Probably.
I could, but I don't
I
know.
have no
I'll
idea.
take your word for it.
Definitely 60s, so that'd be 5 decades, and that's just the last century alone.
But I think that the Bee Gees are unfairly maligned. I'm not a huge, if you want to say you don't like them, I'm not going to raise a torch. But yeah, I think that they're better than they are given credit for.
Well, regardless of the band, there's probably an interesting story to tell. It might be interesting. Hopefully, they can.
It would be. And you know who should play Andy Gibb?
Who's that?
Oh, hang on. Does it begin with J and then with on ham?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Andy Gibb. I don't know. That's odd.
Dude, it's just my answer to everything.
Wes Cagle says, "Good night, Gorilla. Be well." Boy, these chats are way behind. I really need to cut up. Suzanne says, "Later, Gap." And Suzanne says, "I'm sorry, Pop, but we can't. Your panel guests over the rude yeah." People were talking over each other. I'm sorry about that, Suzanne.
If I was rude, I apologize.
Apology
Wes Cagle.
accepted.
Ziggy
Yeah,
Pop,
come on,
Iggy
Suzanne, get it
Stardust.
together.
See, that's where I got mixed up with what Wes Cagle saying the name Ziggy Pop and Iggy Stardust. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Right, that's what I got me. Sorry about that. I got tongue tied over that one. Didn't Carter Simon write "You're So Vain" about? No, it was about.
No, it was about
Warren
Bugsy
Beatty.
Malone.
It was about Warren Beatty,
Warren
That's
and I
Beatty.
knew that. I knew that before she announced it. All the years when I heard that she was, it was
Warren Beatty
I
told
heard-
me in bed.
Right, when I heard it was about Warren Beatty or Mick Jagger, I knew immediately it was Warren Beatty because his ego is
'Cause he's vain.
infamous. Right, he is actually, and his ego. It's well known in Hollywood how vain he is. I'm talking all the way back to like when he played Bonnie and Clyde, his huge
Yeah.
ego.
yeah, I always heard it was about him. Yeah.
Well,
It
and
officially was, right.
that's the thing is that I was watching The Getaway with Steve McQueen and Ali McGraw, and I had read recently in the Cinema Speculation book.
Ali
by-
McGraw. Brrr, thinking man.
No, I'm
crumpet.
not a fan, but she was good in that movie.
Oh,
And
get out of town.
in Cinema Speculation, they were talking about how because it was Sam Peckinpah and he was going to do slow motion, and they were saying, "Oh, people are just going to think that you're ripping off Bonnie and Clyde." So anyway, that was in my head while I was watching The Getaway, and I was like, "Do I want to get Bonnie and Clyde, because I've never seen Bonnie and Clyde with
Oh, you have
Warren
to.
Beatty.
Yeah.
But Gene
Do a
Hackman
double
is
bill
in
with
there.
Raging Bull.
He is. He does a
Oh.
magnificent job, and it's before he hit it big with the French Connection and the conversation.
Yeah.
So
And-
I highly recommend it.
But I don't. Oh my God! I'm gonna have to watch this movie. I'm gonna have to
Good thing
see it.
good thing he turned down the Brady Bunch, eh?
Yes, quite.
What, David Bowie?
Gene Hackman.
Good thing he turned down Madonna.
As Alice. What, Gene Hackman?
No. Oh, I was talking about Warren Beatty still.
I'm
He
talking about
didn't
Gene
know. That's the
Hackman.
problem.
Gene Hackman. They wanted him at the Brady Bunch, and he turned it down.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Who is he going to play?
Yeah.
Alice?
God, thank God for that.
Well, Archie Bunker did a screen test for the Skipper on Gilligan's Island.
I'm
Oh,
sure
give
shit.
you
Carol
the to do
O'Connor.
that.
Sir,
Yes, I wish they
Carol
would- yes,
O'Connor did a
Yes, I wish they
screen
would have
test.
kept those screenplays. Like now,
Wow.
you can go on YouTube and you can see Lyle Wagner trying out for Batman. So I wish they would have kept
Yes.
all those screen tests for all those different TV shows back then. That would have been fascinating to watch.
Yeah, it'd be
Look,
nice if
what
they
about-
could put it on the bonus features, right? Yeah.
What
I
about
actually saw the
Sam
Batman
Neill?
one because didn't they have
Sam
two
Neill as
leads, but
James
they did them
Bond.
with each other, so they're like 4 combinations with the Batman?
I'm
Because it
sorry,
was
Jimmy.
Adam West and Burt Ward that was the winning combo. They really sparked off each other.
Right, but when they brought Burt Ward in, they automatically said you're hired when they saw that his family came from a circus and he knew how to do all
Oh
these
yeah, he did his own stunts, but they
acrobatics.
never paid him extra.
Right, they never paid him for it, but when they saw that he could do acrobatics, they automatically said you're hired. And
Yeah.
then what they did is they wanted to hire whoever had good chemistry with him, and that's how Adam West got the job. Adam West they had better
Because
chemistry.
he was like, "Do I get paid for the stunts and that? Do I get to bang
Nope.
groupies? Yeah, I'm in."
Nope. And you got to wear real tight underwear.
Mm-mm.
Oh, by the way, I just watched a video earlier today. There were actually 4 Batmobiles produced during the run of the series, but it was only
George
the
Barris.
first one they actually used.
Yes, George Barris.
Yeah. Yeah, George Barris built them all, but the first one was actually the real deal, out of metal, and
Yep.
the following ones were like
Fiberglass,
plexiglass or some damn thing, like really cheap, right?
plexiglass.
Apparently, it was very.
Brittle as
Apparently,
fuck.
it was very difficult to drive. Apparently, too. It was. They
Well,
wouldn't.
the
And
thing
it
was
wasn't made for comfort.
The thing was they built the first car on the body of one of those I think it was
Ford
a
Futura.
Futurama.
Ford
Yeah,
Future.
Yeah, that's it, Pop. Thank you. Thank you. My brain's failing. But yeah, it was like, and the thing was, I think the car company had paid like $250,000 to develop that fucking car, and they actually didn't want it anymore, so they sold it to George Barris for like $1, which is nuts, but they did actually. So then he basically took the frame of that car and built it on to built the Batmobile onto the car, right? Which is kind of
Yep.
insane, but
And it's still my favorite Batmobile.
oh yeah, it's fantastic. But the video I watched said there were subtle changes in the 3 that followed. Well, basically, the 3 that follow were basically only built to to go. They're like fiberglass or something. They were
Yeah,
made
they're
just
stunts.
to go. They were made to just go out public appearances, right, for the fans, just to garner support for the show. And the 4th one apparently was the one that was really powerful and had a really supercharged engine, and it actually did some drag strip stuff. Like there was a part of the video showing that this sucker could really fly, and I guess once again it was for public appearance stuff, but this thing was supercharged, and it could I think it could do a quarter of a mile in like 8 seconds or something. This thing was like nuts, right? So
Yeah, and I
was
wanted to mention also that I do highly recommend Scotty Bonnie and Clyde. It's one of the best gangster movies at the time. It started the trend. After that, every studio was scrambling together, making Dillinger, Babyface Nelson, all that crap. Bonnie and Clyde is still the best one. And the role that really stands out is Gene Hackman. Yes, he did a good job as Clyde's brother, Buck Farrell. But Estelle Parsons, who played Gene Hackman's wife, is this true standout of that movie as far as acting performance. She's magnificent, and I think she was nominated for an Academy Award. And she very deserves it. She should have gotten it if she didn't. And I always loved her. She went on to do the Barney and Benny Hills, Benny Hill, Barney, Barney and Betty Hill story where they were abducted by aliens with her and James Earl Jones. I recommend you guys search it out if you have not seen it, based on a true story. And then I think she ended up playing, unfortunately, Roseanne's mother in the show Roseanne. But hey, at least she was working. But she's an amazing actress, and she's the highlight of that movie. So, and then plus I give you a list of 10 other reasons to watch it. So, yes, watch it. Music was amazing. In fact, that was one of my first, a film study in high school. That was one of the first films that we studied, was Bonnie and Clyde. So I highly recommend it, but I'm partial. It's also Gene Wilder, one of his first roles.
Definitely a great film. Yeah, awesome film.
Yeah, unfortunately, it went to Faye Dunaway's head, and she became a big vain bitch after that. Unfortunately, Betty Davis did an interview in her later years after her stroke, and they said, all the studios you worked for, all the actresses you worked for, all these years since the 1930s and 40s or whatever, who was the worst, absolute worst person you ever worked with? And she said, "Oh, Faye Dunaway. That's easy, Faye Dunaway." And she said, she goes, she's the only one that I ever worked with in all my years that would make everybody wait. She said because she'd be sitting in her trailer getting her makeup and her hair done over and over, and she would decide when to come out. And she said, and then when she did, Betty Davis set her straight. And of course, if anybody's going to do it, Betty Davis will.
Tardiness is a power move. They let her get away with it. She was the queen.
Yep. And of course, her career, when she did Mommy Dearest, that didn't help because a lot of people kind of got confused and they thought that is Faye Dunaway.
Probably not far from the truth, eh?
Well, even the director, I saw an interview with him when they were said, I remember that movie was voted as the best comedy of the year. Okay. So, yeah, it went down as infamous because it wasn't supposed to be a comedy. It was supposed to be obviously a drama, tragedy, whatever. But I remember an interview with the director, and they said, "What were you thinking when you made that movie?" He said, "Yeah, I should have dialed her back a little bit. She went way over the top, and I should have just, I dialed it back. But it was Faye Dunaway. You can't tell her no."
Yeah, I saw that years ago one time, and I agree 100%, Pop. It's like, this movie is so fucked up. It was yeah, you got to look at it as a comedy. Otherwise, you just want to pound your head against the wall, right? It's so bad.
Oh, dude. Why did you post the conversation in the Gene Hackman private chat? Because that is definitely a movie that I have not seen.
I just posted there because I'm lazy.
No, but I really want to see it. I've never seen it.
It's a good movie.
I have it on DVD, Scotty.
Yes, highly recommended.
I'm writing it down.
Get this. I actually got the DVD of the conversation for $4.99 in a discount bin like 10 years ago. Can you believe that?
Nice. Oh my God, that's a crime, but I'm glad you got away with it.
Oh, fuck me. It's such a good movie. I've probably seen it half a dozen times. And it's one of those films that the subtlety of it is what it's all about, right? It starts off slow, but it starts off with a conversation between two people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Hackman is basically he's like a guy that eavesdrops on people with technology, right?
Right. They would hire him if they wanted him to like bug a room and that kind of listen in on that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, he's basically a bugger, to put it politely, right? That's bugs everybody that the people want to find out nasty shit about. And then, of course, as the movie progresses, some very nasty shit happens, and he has a very tough time dealing with what's happening around him. So it's a fucking great film.
And to bring it back to Will Smith, there's there's a movie. There's a movie. I forget what it's called because I've tried to purge all of the Will Smith movies from my brain, but it's Enemy of the State. And it is supposed to be a spiritual sequel to the character that Gene Hackman played in The Conversation.
Well, fuck me. I hope that's not true because
have you seen it?
Conversation is perfect, and it doesn't.
Well, The Conversation.
No, Enemy of the State with Will Smith.
Ah,
I
yeah, it's a bit of a
haven't heard
copy,
it.
isn't it?
The conversation does not need a sequel. It's perfect. If you watch that film and you see the ending, you don't need it. You don't need anything after that because it's perfect.
Oh,
Okay.
The
the
film
phone
is
call.
perfect as it is.
An early Harrison Ford win.
I'd have to see it.
I mean,
I'm not following you.
if
I'm
anybody's
looking for
saying
you. There's
the
a
Will
big
Smith
difference.
film is a sequel, it's like, well, that's a nice fantasy,
Oh,
but
sorry, I
I
thought I was
disagree.
talking.
Okay. That's just what I heard. Because again, I haven't seen the original, so I
Well,
can't
watch the
say.
original. It's fantastic, Scotty. It really is.
Well,
buddy.
you know how
Well-
some people say that that The Rock with Sean Connery is sort of a what would happen if James Bond were captured, and they say that John Mason is the real name of James Bond. If you watch The Rock, that is a headcanon. That's a spiritual sequel to the James Bond films. What if James Bond had been disavowed by MI6? That's The Rock.
I had heard that somewhere too. That they
Mhm.
wanted to make, and they got Sean Connery, and they wanted to make their own James Bond type movie. I'd heard that too.
And it is like The Rock is a great movie. Like I'm not throwing it under the bus or anything.
Where else
I
are
think
you going
it's
to
a
see a
great movie.
streetcar? Where else are you going to see a streetcar shoot up in the sky and
There
2
you go.
stories up and explodes in midair?
Exactly.
Way
And
over the
what a-
top, but I liked it.
What a great cast as well. You got like Ed Harris, Michael Biehn, Nicolas Cage, obviously, and oh my God, there are so many people in that movie.
Yeah, a good, really good cast. I guess Nicolas Cage, yeah, and starring
Like,
Nicolas Cage in there somewhere. I
what
think.
an incredible '90s blockbuster.
Suzanne says Jagger was openly bisexual. He admitted it when he was Marianne Faithful. Was with Marianne. Wes Kegel says, "Have a good night, Gap After Dark. Be well." And Suzanne says, "Wes Kegel, yes, she did." Wes Kegel says, "Hang Fire." And Wes Kegel says, "Hang Fire" is a great video. Is that David Bowie? I'm trying to remember.
I
Rolling
thought that was the one
Stones.
where the people were licking.
Sorry, I'm joking, but it's the Rolling Stones, Bob.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Maybe he means that's the video I was talking about where he licked the guy's lips. Wes Kegel says, "Grace Slick is hot in the White Rabbit video. Love the poker straight brunette hair."
Boom.
She
Yeah.
was hot back in the '60s. No argument.
And if you want
PvP
to,
absolutely agrees. So Suzanne agrees with PvP.
Well, thank you.
if you want to
Suzanne.
check out Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, there is an actress
That's a good movie. Yeah.
who plays Grace Slick and performs White Rabbit. And
Cool.
it's a flashback scene, but it's pretty dope. It's pretty cool. I do have to take my leave, gentlemen.
Well, this is for you, Scotty. Would you like to read it?
I would love to. Suzanne Eckstein says, Scotty, I believe he and his husband adopted, didn't they? When it comes to Elton John and his husband, I believe they did, but
Yeah, I
I
heard
corrected myself because every child is of a
I'm
year.
guessing they didn't make the baby themselves.
Exactly.
I think they did adopt a child, actually, Scotty.
Yes, and
Which
so
is-
does.
I think
agree.
that's
Yes.
I think it's very cool they did that because every kid that has no home when they're adopted, I think that's a good thing.
Well,
As long as they don't change the sex of the child, that seems to be a big trend going on right now.
Well, God, let's not.
I have
God.
I have friends.
Everything's dark these days.
No, but I have friends, and they are two fathers. I know it's hard to believe I have friends, but no, they two friends, and they have a son. They are a homosexual couple. They raised that son as their own, and now they are proud grandfathers. So, and the method in which their son reproduced was heterosexual. Not that it's any of your business, but I'm sharing this. I hope I'm being obscure enough. But yeah, no,
You're fine.
That's
Yeah,
the thing, though. Just
two
because
dudes raised a son, and that guy got a hand job from a girl on prom night, and now they are grandfathers, and it all worked out in the heterosexual fashion. I think that it's completely and totally you can have a loving nuclear family.
No, I wasn't saying that doesn't happen.
No, I'm not saying that you are. I'm just explaining things graphically to make Captain Finity laugh.
That seems to be working.
It seems to
It's
be working, but
working.
I do have to take my leave.
Well, I appreciate you joining us, Scotty.
Cheers, man. Thank you for having me. And it's
good
always
night,
great.
Scotty.
Good
Nice to
night,
see you, man.
PvP.
And
Scotty, is there anything
and
you want to share about your channel?
enjoy
Anybody
that
else
next cigarette,
whatever
man.
you're doing?
Oh, I always do. Yes, follow me on X because I'm an X man. And
X-Man. Ooh.
it's at ScottyR37. And then also everyone show up at Anti-Derivative Jill's channel on Tuesday because we're going to be talking about the Enterprise incident
that's
with
a
you,
good one.
sir. With you, pop culture curator.
That's a
Yes,
good one.
I will be there. I will be there. In fact, I have a doctor's appointment, but I'm having to cancel for other reasons. But I should be there for that stream, and especially for that episode.
Amazing. And then, as always, please subscribe to Cinema Gulp. And Captain Finity, you have a channel, right?
Apparently, there's a rumor.
There
Do
are
you want
rumors.
subscribers? Do you want subscribers? Should they subscribe to you?
There, he's about to tell you how.
And then on Thursdays on the Phantasmagorium show, Kat and I are talking about the first season of Fargo in preparation for the 5th season of Fargo, starring John Hamm.
How many episodes are you into the first season?
First season, I am up to. We're doing 7 and 8 next.
You like it so far?
3 million.
Yeah, dude, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Yes, I agree.
It's really, really good. And every time you tell me that they don't make good television anymore, I'm going to throw Fargo in your face.
Well, the Coens.
It is a good thing.
And that was before Halloween turned woke.
True.
I mean, Hollywood turned woke.
But we're like, as long as Kat is interested, I want to see this anthology television series. And so after the first season, completely different cast of characters, different plot, different everything. And so
yes,
I enjoy this. It invigorates me, and I'm excited for it whenever I get to watch it. So I'm hoping that this is something that we'll be continuing to do on the Phantasmagorium for a while.
Very cool. Check that out, everybody.
So thank you very much. I appreciate all of you. I will see you in the future.
All right. You take care, Scotty. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Scotty.
Cheers.
Ciao.
All right. I want to get caught up here on the chat really quick. Wes Cagle says Judy Garland is one of my favorites. She's the female equivalent of Freddie Mercury. Yes, and it's very tragic what happened to her. It's really sad.
Oh, she had a sad death, didn't she?
Yeah, but assholes that she was just taken advantage of ever since she was young. Wes Cagle says the early Bee Gees were much different and better than the disco era version.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, that's true.
They rode on the coattails of what was popular, I imagine. But Saturday Night Fever is what really solidified it for them. That's where, and they were pretty much at that point strictly disco. Wes Cagle says even though the early Bee Gees were much better, my favorite songs that they did were "Tragedy" and "How Deep Is Your Love," and I'm not going to argue that. Those are good songs too. I liked them actually. "Tragedy" was really good. I had somebody I knew that they heard of the Bee Gees, they liked their music, but they had never heard of "Tragedy," and I played it for them, and they hated that song for some reason. I don't know why. It's got such a great beat to it.
Oh shit.
Suzanne says, "Not at all, Scotty. You were fine." And Scotty hopefully is listening to hear that. And Suzanne says, "Wonderful stream tonight, Pop." Well, thank you, Suzanne, and it helps when you're here. Wes Cagle says, "No wire hangers ever." Yeah, there it is from.
Hang on a minute. If it wasn't
Europe.
Scotty annoying Suzanne with the interrupting, it must have been me. I think I'll take my leave at this point. I don't like displeasing the audience. Pops, thank you for having me. But the last thing I want to do is upset any of your audience or panel members by interrupting. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead.
Everybody was talking over everybody at some point, so you didn't.
Yeah, I just want to keep things on a happy, even keel. So PvP, Pop, thank you both. It's been wonderful. I will catch
Likewise.
you, gentlemen,
Oh,
next
well,
time.
thank you,
Yes,
Captain.
sir.
Have
I
a
will
good
see
night,
you,
man.
sir. Take
All right,
care.
rock and roll, gents. See you soon.
Have a good one, dude.
Thank you. Love you guys. Catch you soon. Cheers.
Do you want to say anything about your channel? Oops, I guess I'm too late.
It's a little bit too late,
Wes
but
Kegel,
oh
I know
crap.
it's like my timing. I'm still working on that, and I'm probably going to be wrapping this up in about 10 minutes.
Okay,
It's like we're getting ready to go on the 3 hour mark, and
I'm
that's
just
about right.
gonna
My
go.
voice.
I'm just gonna go grab my very last drink of the night because my knees are still throbbing, so I need a little bit more pain reliever. So I will
Go
be
for it.
back in about a minute.
Go for it. And I have to admit, as a guilty pleasure, and I know don't tell my doctor, you guys, but I have now been undergoing treatment since July, and the whole time they said no drinking, no smoking of any kind. But just today, for the first time, I broke down and I thought I'm gonna go buy some beer. So I actually went and bought some Corona because I haven't had any sort of alcohol, nothing in well, like I said, since July, somewhere around there. It's so long ago I don't even remember. In fact, I was in California. I'll put it that way. It was before I even came out to Arizona. So I bought some beer. I haven't had it yet today. It's in the refrigerator, and it is cold, but I've still been drinking soda. I'm just in no hurry to drink it, I guess. But I do want to open one up here soon because it sounds kind of good and refreshing for a change. And I've been undergoing all this stupid treatment here for months, and I'm sure it's not going to kill my body just to have a little bit of beer for one night. It's not something I'm going to make a regular habit out of, and I could do without it. I don't mind. It's just that I don't know. I didn't want to drink while on the stream. That's usually something I try to avoid. I don't want to be slurring and sounding like a fool, make a fool of myself. So I figured maybe I'll have a couple of beers after the stream. I'm gonna chill out. For me, it's going on about 9:10, 9:15, and I'm gonna make something to eat, take my dogs out to go potty, and drink a few beers. Um, if you're out there listening on the rerun, I hope you enjoyed the stream as much as I did. I don't know that that's possible. I really had a good time tonight, and a really, really good turnout. I want to thank everybody personally in the chat for coming out and interacting with us and talking to everybody and talking to each other. I think it was a good night. We had some interesting topics. We kept swinging all over the place, from music to movies to actors to a little bit of politics. I usually try to avoid the politics, so I hope that didn't offend you there. Are you back, PvP? I think I heard him. I think he's probably opening his beer. But we also had a good turnout on the panel, which makes me happy. And it was good to see Captain Infinity and Scotty on here. I haven't seen them in a while. How you doing, PvP? You there? Must be a good one, huh? Um, have a good night. Thanks, gents. That was awesome fun. Yes, and it was awesome because you made it all the better, Captain, if you're listening. Wes Cagle says, thanks for the stream, Pop. It was fun. I know. I had a great time tonight. Um, and I'm feeling really good. I hope it lasts for as long as possible. And please remember to, if you're able to join us Monday for Lost in Space at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And then Tuesday night on our horror sci-fi stream, we're going to cover the movie Hatchet. If you go to my YouTube channel in the community tab, you will find a link that if you go down and click on the comments you'll see the movie poster that says Hatchet. Down below, if you'll see below that, there'll be a link where you can watch it uncut and unedited, which is the only way to watch it. And if you're able to, I would appreciate if you could join us and talk about it and share your thoughts on it Tuesday when we cover it. I know PvP watched it recently, and he said he was pleasantly surprised, which I knew he would be because, and like I was going to tell everybody, I think it's better than you're going to expect.
I was very surprised. The thing that made it, I'm not a fan of slasher movies by any means, but the thing that made it for me was the cast. Uh, get this, the main dude. I knew his face. He's got one of those faces you remember, right? And I was thinking, where the fuck have I seen this guy before? I've seen him, and then I took a look at his bio on Wikipedia, right? And he was played like the intern on Bones for like 16 episodes, and he was like the really negative, depressed intern. And I was like, oh yeah, I remember that character. That's where I seen this guy, right? So And then other ones like the chick from Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
Yeah, you
Harmony.
finally got to see her boobies, right?
That was great, man.
All
The
these
thing is,
years you waited. How many years you been waiting to see that,
well,
BBP?
the thing was, I remember Buffy ended like in the early 2000s, and so we're talking like at least 15 years later.
20.
And I looked her up, and she was like 36 when she did this movie, and I'm thinking, there's no way a damn woman should have boobs that good at 36. Like they were still perky and lovely.
Interesting
So
because Marilyn Monroe had falsies because she thought she was drooping.
oh crap!
She passed away at 38. I think it was 38. I was just watching a video. A shout out to the Dearly Departed. This guy in
Wow,
Hollywood. He knows all the history. He's met a lot of the actors.
cool.
And he was interviewing the guy that was the embalmer for Marilyn Monroe. And they were
Wow,
asking, why does she have falsies? And they said, well, she wanted to prop up her. Anyway, the guy doing the embalming tossed him in the trash. And this guy pulled him out and he has them. He has her falsies and a
oh
lock of her
gee.
hair.
Wow, can you imagine what that would bring on the open auction?
Yeah, he actually has a lot of stuff. He has the door to the apartment building that Divine died in. When Divine, the night before, Divine was supposed to start taping Married with Children. And he's
Shit.
got a bunch of history. He's got like a piece of brick from Betty White's house, which was just demolished.
Wow.
He's got a piece from Dean Martin's house, which is still sitting empty. Fantastic
Jeez.
channel. The guy goes way back. By the way, I was a fan of his website since like the early 90s. And he's got a video. Well, I just discovered the channel on YouTube. His channel's been around for a while, but he was doing a tour for many years in Hollywood where he's taking around people like the famous, like the Manson house, famous and infamous sites, the O.J. Simpson
Infamous, yeah.
house. Yeah, O.J. Simpson house, which I also saw. But he
Oh
covers
god.
like Sal Minio's death and a bunch of whole bunch of. He's taking pictures of their some in some cases their body in the casket, the funeral, people at the funeral, their house where they died, their mailbox, that
Man,
kind of
that's
stuff.
pretty
He has a
morbid.
lot of history about Hollywood.
Wow.
In fact, since I'm shouting him out and because I love him so much and his channel, give me a moment and I'm going to find it. Unfortunately, he's not doing the actual tours anymore, except for High Dollar. But he used to have this spooky looking, I think it was like a station wagon or an old hearse. And he even had movie stars. He met movie stars because they would want to ride in the tour. He met Shelley Winters, and I know he met, she knew Shelley Winters really well, apparently, for some time before she
Wow.
passed. He even knew he was just talking about how he met almost all the stars of Rocky Horror Picture Show. He had
Cool.
dinner with the guy who played Riff Raff. I can't remember his name right off the top of my head. He had dinner with a lot of movie stars. It's like it's incredible how much he knows. I'm going to share the link, and I highly you guys will be on his channel for a long time. He's got so many videos of. Right now, I'm looking at. In fact, let me share it really quick. Bear with me, everybody. I know I said I was going to end this, but I've got to share this now that I mentioned it. I was actually going to talk more about it during my whole stream tonight, and then I forgot. So I'll cover him on my next Rumblings from the Lab. Because last time I basically shared Brick 9G, the guy that was covering the Warner Brother lot, and them tearing down all the old historical facades. But here it is. He was talking
Can
about
you
Julian
post
Sands.
it?
He was reading the autopsy report of Julian Sands. Yes, I'm going to
Oh,
post it.
awesome. Can you post the links to the public and
I'm
private
going
chat
to
or whatever?
I'm going to post them in the public chat, and I'm also going to post them on Twitter.
Cool.
So he knows about Lucy, all these old actors and actresses. There's some of their houses right here. Okay,
That sounds
so let me
very
go up
cool.
here. He is, and all the memorabilia and stuff that he bought over the years. My God, and everything. Like I said, he'll go on and on about all the people he met and all the people he knew, the famous people. So let me post that really quick in the chat. There it is.
Yeah, please do. Oh, there we go. Thank you.
All right, and then I'm gonna get caught up on the chat quick. Wizard Captain Infinity says, thanks, Grease. That was awesome. Yes, it was. Thank you. Thanks to Stream Pop. Oh, I guess I went behind. You're wonderful, man, Pop. Have a great night, dear. Well, thank you, Suzanne, and likewise. You're very sweet. Okay. So yes, that's his channel. Let me get the actual channel.
Yeah,
Go
I'll have
back
to
to it.
check that one out. I'll have to sub to that one. God, I'm subbed to like 200 channels. It's getting crazy.
Well, give this one a try. You'll be hooked. I guarantee you'll be hooked. It's
Have
amazing.
you?
This is where I've learned a lot of my historical stuff about it, by the way. From this guy and his website is where I've learned a lot about celebrities and their deaths and what became of it. And I've seen a lot of the autopsy photos, a lot of their photos of them dead in their apartments, the history of how they died. I mean,
Very
on and on.
cool.
Most everything I know about that is all from him.
I'd like to mention a website. Have you ever heard of Hollywood Graveyard?
Is that like Find a Grave, where they go around and take pictures of all the graves?
Well, the guy does a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to see if I can. Give me a minute. I might be able to find it here. It's a really good
Oh,
website. I subbed long ago.
here's the actual name. I sent the wrong link. Hold on, everybody. Let me send. This is his actual link right here because I forgot to click on his channel. So disregard the first link I sent, and this is the one you actually do want. This is the one I just posted just now. And he's got hours and hours, if not days or weeks, of information and things to share about all the celebrities that he knew and that he met. See, my here's where he met the cast of the Beverly Hillbillies. He had dinner with them. And he proves it. He's got pictures, by the way, of him posing with them. So it's not like he's full of BS.
Post it in the private chat, and I'll see if I can post it in the public.
It's already in the public. Farrah Fawcett, Roadside Attraction, see True Crime, Ghosts and Hauntings, James Dean. He's got a piece of property from the area where James Dean died.
I just put Hollywood Graveyard in there because it's a very good channel too, Pop.
Okay. Do me a favor. Post it on Twitter because when I end this here in a minute or so,
cool.
we're going to lose our chat.
Yeah,
so that's
he's
why.
really
Like
good.
same here.
He posts. He does a lot of. Actually, he does a lot of in camera tours of graveyards. Not only in North America, but he's done stuff in England and France too, right? Which is very cool. And he's very thorough. And sometimes he'll do like a theme stream. I think he did one once with all the Twilight Zone actors that have passed on, and that was very, very fucking cool. I think I saw that one like a year ago. So it's a damn good channel.
This is gonna post. Did I post it? There it is. Okay, cool. And give me a favor. Post that on Twitter so I don't forget inside our main group room. And I will check it out because that does sound like that's right up my alley.
It's a very good channel. I will repost it on the Twitter feed for the main Twitter feed.
Okay. And all right. And also everybody, check out that link that PvP is posting, and as well, like I said, definitely check out. I think this guy's name is. I can't believe I don't remember his name because I was on his website where he didn't mention his name very much. I think his name's like Scott or Mike. Scott Michaels.
Scott
no
Michaels.
wonder. Yeah.
Scott I Michaels.
I was thinking of Scott and I was thinking of Mike. And I was trying to remember it. Look at this inside the Jane Mansfield death car. Look at this. He's got a piece of her car.
Oh, that sounds good. Didn't Jane get her head chopped off or something?
No, that was something that press just ran away with for publicity.
Oh, that's an urban legend.
She was nearly decapitated.
Oh,
I'll make this fast. Okay, everybody's seen semi trucks, 18-wheelers, right? Okay, so basically one was stopped. They were in a car, and it basically they either didn't see the truck or didn't stop in time, rear-ended the truck, and their car went practically almost all the way under the truck. It was tragic because she also had her kids in the back seat.
Ouch.
So what happened was nearly decapitated, but the press ran away with this saying she was decapitated. But here's what's interesting is now, these days, you look at any semi-truck, 18-wheeler, and in the back, what they have on them all now is there's a bar that extends under the trailer about a couple feet down, and it's got reflective red and white reflector tape going across it, and that's now called the Mansfield Bar, named after her.
Wow, that's cool.
Right. So next time you guys are driving down the road, you see a semi, look at the back. You'll see what I'm talking about. It extends down about 2 feet below the rear trailer, and it's just a bar, and then it's got the reflective tape going across it, red and white stripes, and that's
That's
called the
cool.
Mansfield bar. That's where yeah, because of what happened to her.
Still, the
Anyway,
thing
I learned that from his website. So see, that's what I'm saying is a lot of that from
I still got to say though, Pop, if she was nearly decapitated with, it's not far from being actually decapitated, right? It's like,
right. It's just that the press. They exaggerated. I'll put it that way.
yeah, okay.
Okay. So anyway, PvP, I was just telling everybody when you went to get your drink that for the first time since June or July, I actually bought me some beer, and I'm gonna wrap this up here in a minute and have a couple beers.
Cool.
Screw the doctor. I've been waiting long enough, and I don't drink all the time. This is the first time since I started treatment, and I feel good. So I think my body can handle it because I'm in between the chemo treatments. I don't have the next one till week after next.
Well, you got to have a bit of fun, right?
That's what I say. I'm gonna do that. My dog's gonna. I'm gonna take him out to go potty, and I'm gonna eat dinner and just chill here, have a couple beers, and it's gonna be
No shit,
nice.
yeah.
If
I even
anybody else
thought
is
about
out there,
eating.
yeah, if anybody else is out there streaming, I'll get on a stream to listen to. I'll lurk around in the chat. But while I do my things here in the background in my room, I have a few things I want to do. But once again, like I was saying a few minutes ago, is thank you from the bottom of my heart to everybody in the chat for being with us tonight, and especially to everybody who's been on the panel. I'm glad everybody came by. It was a great turnout, and I know there were, and I apologize, everybody. Sometimes people get, we're passionate about the things that we like, so it's going to happen where people are talking over each other, but it's tolerable. It can be controlled. Nobody was really rude towards anybody tonight. I usually see to that, but it was over. Like I said, I apologize for the talking over, but sometimes it does happen. But it doesn't happen for very long. At the most, it'll happen for a few seconds, and we end up calming down. But it's simply because we get passionate about the things we love, which is totally understandable. And since I was saying, of course, thank you to everybody in the panel. PvP, thank you so much for you. I think you were the first one of the first ones here. Even before
Probably
the
after.
stream got started, I appreciate you coming
I
by and
think
hanging out with us.
Gorilla was probably first, but I was probably second.
Just a few seconds, yeah, because I just basically opened up the back room. Come on, Jimmy,
Yeah.
I'll let you down. Come here, girl. But
Oh,
thank
by
you,
the way,
everybody. Yes.
I just want to give a shout out. Gorilla's doing his Sunday night movie stream. I think around 5 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh, I didn't
My
know that.
time.
What's his show right now? Has he decided?
He's doing the American Pie series this month. So
Okay. All right. So check out Gorilla's Random Thoughts, everybody. In fact, I didn't get a chance to ask him to share his channel before he left, but he's got a lot of great shorts. The guy's very funny. He has a Walton stream. And as PvP just said that he watches movies on Sundays, and I recommend him. Great channel. PvP. Before we leave, is there anything you'd like to share about your channel?
not a hell of a lot. I've been working on getting a second 50-song playlist up, but it's not quite there yet. So maybe tomorrow night I might finish it, but it's not there yet. So that's about it. Not too much to report. Really.
No, but we're getting there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm working on it.
Let me cover this real quick. Suzanne says, just subbed up to that fella. Oh, all right, Suzanne, do me a favor too. Let me know what you think about his channel. I have a feeling you're gonna love it. For any of us that are fans of old Hollywood and the old Hollywood movie stars, you're gonna be hooked like a drug. Believe me, it's that good. Suzanne says done. And PvP, there's the link to the Hollywood Graveyard, everybody. Which sounds like it's right along the same
It's
vein,
a really good
unintended.
channel, actually. Really good channel.
Yeah, don't forget to put it on Twitter.
Well, it has a lot of the grave sites of very famous celebrities, which is a lot of fun to see.
Well,
Oh.
I don't know if I told you or not, but around 2002, I went and did a tour. I spent like a week or two in LA going to all these famous grave sites.
Okay.
So the only ones I have not seen are people who have died since then. Well, I did see some more. I was in LA with a friend, and I'm guessing around 2008, and I went and saw some more. That's when I saw Darren McGavin's grave and Joey Ramone. But I still have the pictures. I actually saw them in storage of all. It would be. This is before people were carrying around cell phones with videos. So when I went and saw the gravestones, and I mean a stack of photos. I mean, I saw many. I saw the photos, but I don't know if anybody wants to see a slideshow. Maybe what during one of our rumblings I could do, like just go through the slides of the different headstones and graveyards that I saw. And it is a fascinating, by the way, it is very fascinating to do that. So that's why I will check out that channel PvP. And like I said,
It's a
please
very
don't
good
forget.
channel.
Yeah, don't forget to put it on Twitter. So because
I'm
when the
going to
stream
post it.
ends, the chat's gone.
I'm going to post it right after this stream ends, before I forget, because I know I can. I'm pretty much ready to sleep, so it's getting late enough here. But I will post it before I crash.
Thank you.
It's got
And
great. Well, I one of my favorites was Jackie Gleason's gravesite because it's totally ostentatious,
how
right?
sweet it is! Isn't that written on his gravesite?
It's like no, it's like away we go.
Oh, duh, of course. Dean Martin's had everybody loves somebody sometime.
Oh God, I just when I saw it, it's like away we go. It's like oh fuck. Could you actually sum it up any better than that one?
No,
I just loved it.
nope. And he he
It was
might have had
classic.
say on. Yeah, I wonder if he had say on it what they put on his tombstone. Sometimes the tombstones are added later on, so it would be interesting to find out. Thanks PvP, I got it. So Suzanne got that website. Thank you PvP.
Thanks,
And
Suzanne.
Suzanne says, "Go relax and
Suzanne
enjoy
rocks.
pop." Yes, I'm going to drink a few beers, Corona tonight, and I'm going to enjoy myself. Good night, PvP, says Suzanne. And Wes Cagle, have a good night, all. Thank you, and peace to you as well, Wes Cagle. I appreciate you all spending time with me tonight, or with us. Good night, Wes Cagle, says Suzanne. And Wes Cagle says, good night, Suzanne. Be well. And yeah, with that, yeah, thank you once again, PvP. And yeah, post that link. And that's what I'm going to be doing the
I
next
will.
few days is checking
I'm
out that
trying to
guy's
post
website.
it in a minute on Twitter. Yeah.
And next, in fact, now that I think about it, I don't know if were you this guy's website here, Dearly Departed. I did bring it up once before on my rumblings, but it was several months ago because we were talking. The topic was Marilyn Monroe and her death, and I was talking about specifically just her. And I mentioned a few. I was strolling down the list of all the celebrities that he covers on that website. So maybe I'll touch on that a little bit next week if I remember. And like I said, because I want to plug his channel. It's an amazing channel. He's done a lot of work and he's got a lot of history. So with that, I want to thank everybody. Have a great night. If you work tomorrow, please drive safe. I hope I didn't keep you up too late. That's why I try to keep this relatively short. But hey, sometimes it goes 3 or 4 hours, but we don't mind. It's a Saturday night anyway, right? So
That's right.
but right. And thank you, PvP, of course. And I will see you soon. If I don't see you sooner, I will see you Monday for Lost in Space, and then Tuesday we'll be covering Hatchet, and Wednesday I will be back for Gilligan's Island, and
Oh,
next
you're gonna be
Saturday for
Gilligan.
Rumblings from
Great.
the Left.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, it's like I was. It's like I'm bouncing it back and forth in my mind. It's like I'm gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna let that stupid station stop me. That dumb redneck bastards.
The weird thing is, Pop, you've been doing Gilligan for nearly 2 years now, right?
But
And
well, yeah. I
all
mean,
of a
I'm going on the
sudden,
second.
the last couple months, they decided to start, giving you this grief. It's like what the
And
fuck?
they don't even own it, damn them. They don't even own it, fuckers.
And yeah, but they just started this recently, right? And you've almost finished the first 2 years of the whole show, so it's like,
Yeah, we're
why
close
do
to
they
the
have to
second
pick on you now? It's like,
right. That's why I decided I'm going to finish it because not only that, I've got a lot of behind the scenes history about the Gilligan's Island cast that I want to still share.
well, I'd say as long as it's just like basic shit that doesn't affect your channel status, I'd say just continue on.
Well,
Right?
I'll try. It's just that I can't. I don't know. I just don't know when they're going to flag it, and I'll just fight it every time. But like the last time, I did fight it, and YouTube rejected my appeal. So it's like
Really.
you kind of get a little frustrated when that happens. It's all BS
So YouTube will side with a redneck channel
with
from
them.
the South.
Right, and then
Yeah.
I messaged YouTube, and all I got was like stock replies, like from a script.
Oh yeah, been there before.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will see everybody hopefully Monday for Lost in Space, And with that, have a great night, everybody.
Yeah. Have a good one, everybody. Good night.
Yeah. Good night, everyone.